I'm trying to believe a little more. Late night buzzings, a low hum in my chest. Maybe all these ballpark lights just mean I'm not there yet. Well, I'm not there yet. Run the bases, keep on chasing. Hearts are racing, feet keep pacing. Round in circles, all the same. Run the bases, call my name. Hey, hey, hey. Downtown flickers, boots on the blacktop. Under that moon, I count out my scars. Crowd cheers ringing in a faded highlight. Wish I could turn these bruises into stars. One more inning, I stand alone. Heavy's the glove, but they say that's how you know you've grown. Run the bases, keep on chasing. Hearts are racing, feet keep pacing. Round in circles, all the same. Run the bases, call my name. Hey, hey. Nights run longer than a rundown chase. I keep swinging even when...
You okay? You seem upset. Turns out you were right. Our car was breaking down and we did need a new one with a loan from America First Credit Union. Me saying there was no hurry and to wait was wrong. Hey, on the bright side, we got to meet Huey.
Get your money working with our low-rate auto loans, now with no payments for 90 days.
Don't be a bench warmer. Call the insurance center so that you can get on the field and have a good time and get your insurance done properly. Go Raptors!
Do you thrive on a challenge? Does crafting complex parts ignite your passion? Peterson Inc. isn't your average manufacturer. We're world-class, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. We're looking for skilled welders and machinists to join our team. People who take pride in precision. If you're wanting to contribute to groundbreaking innovations, Peterson Inc. is your place. Visit petersoninc.com and join the team that builds the future.
Who's pitching?
3 wireless carriers.
Big corporate mobile. Our stock always goes up.
So do your prices. I'm out. We're cheap, just like your coverage.
We're Red Pocket, your new ultimate cell carrier. Only we give you all 3. No price increases, 2-minute care, and all major networks for your best 5G coverage.
What's your ask?
$10?
You've got a deal. Switch to Red Pocket. Like me, your new ultimate cell carrier.
Live from Lindquist Field in Ogden, Utah, it's Ogden Raptors baseball. As this afternoon's the last of a 6-game series as the Raptors take on the Great Falls Voyagers. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Raptors baseball. I'm Tyson Whiting. Arden Locke will be back on Tuesday. Last night, the Great Falls Voyagers got a 13-10 victory as they scored 3 runs in the first, 4 in the second. They had 4 more runs in the fourth and 2 runs in the fifth. So 4 different innings where Great Falls scored 2 or more runs. It was a 13-4 Great Falls lead going into the 9th inning, but the Raptors scored 6 runs to make things interesting. But Great Falls was ultimately able to come away with a 13-10 victory. Some of the stars for the Voyagers last night include Kyle Schmack, who went 4 for 6 with 4 RBIs and 4 runs scored. Tommy Specht went 3 for 6 with 2 runs and 2 RBIs. Vincent Temesbury went 3 for 5. A couple of the stars for the Raptors last night. Kyler Stancato went 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs. Bradley Pell and Colson Lawrence each went 2 for 5. Ogden has won 3 of the first 5 games in this series. Raptors have been on a roll as of late, as despite last night's loss, they have won 10 of their last 12. And really a turning point for the season for the Raptors came on May 31st, which was exactly 2 weeks ago, where Ogden defeated Missoula 17-10. Going into the May 31st game, Ogden had a 3-8 record, but with winning 10 out of 12, the Raptors come into today's play with a record of 13-10. They are 5-6 here at Lindquist Field. It's a matchup of two of the best offensive teams in the league. The Raptors lead the league with a .350 batting average. Great Falls is third in the Pioneer League with a .316 batting average. Well, it's an absolutely beautiful day here at Lindquist Field. It's Family Fun Day with free food. Some of the fans went out in right field. And remember, for every Sunday game, to bring your glove and come early, you can play catch out in right field. And so the stands are filling up. It looks like we got a great afternoon for baseball. If you're in the area, come on out and join us, as we're going to have a ton of fun this afternoon as the Raptors take on the Great Falls Voyagers for the 6th time this season. Remember, the Raptors homestand continues with a 3-game set Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday against the Red Pocket Mobiles. When we come back to the pregame report, we'll go over the league standings and also go over the starting lineups for both teams. We're in business on a Sunday afternoon, and you're listening to the Ogden Raptors Baseball Network.
Raptor fans, Tara Carney, your local Allstate insurance agent, wants you to know you are always in good hands with Allstate. They can help with all your insurance needs, from protecting your auto and property to your family's future with life and financial services and everything in between. Give Tara a call at 801-606-4547 or email her at tara@allstate.com for a free quote. You can even stop by her office on the corner of 20th and Washington. And remember, you're always in good hands with Allstate.
With so many options available, you may find it difficult to distinguish between contractors and which one is the best qualified to handle your important project. We would like to make this decision easy for you by summarizing what sets us apart from our competitors. Kier Construction has an experienced staff, annual revenues exceeding $100 million, and Kier has evolved into a diversified general contractor with experience in multi-unit and commercial construction. Kier Construction invites you to experience the difference. Call us at 801-627-1414.
Little moments become big when you don't have to worry about your finances. Money can be a giant source of stress, but it doesn't have to be. Here at Ascent Credit Union, we work to empower our members to be able to manage their money easily, quickly, and most importantly, without stress. When you aren't worrying about your finances, you get to enjoy life more. That's why we are here. Call 801-399-9728 for more information or visit ascentcu.com. Welcome back from the break. Tonight's broadcast is presented on the Home Team Network for live video streaming, on YouTube for audio-only coverage, and on 88.9 FM for In the Park Radio.
Welcome back to Lindquist Field here on this beautiful Sunday, sunny afternoon. I'm Tyson Whiting, hanging out here at the GCB Computers broadcast booth there at Lindquist Field. Arden Locke will rejoin us on Tuesday for the start of the 3-game series with the Red Pocket Mobiles. Well, for the Raptors, despite the loss last night, they have a winning record of 13-10. Let's take a look at the Pioneer League standings. The Long Beach Coast have a record of 19-4. They're in first place in the Pioneer League standings. Billings is in second at 17-5. Billings lost last night. Boise is in third place with a 15-8 record. The Glacier Range Riders are in fourth at 14-9. Both Ogden and the Missoula Paddleheads have a record of 13-10. The Modesto Roadsters are 12-11. They have a winning record and are in seventh place in the Pioneer League standings. The Oakland Ballers and Yuba Sutter Freebirds each have a record of 10-13 on the year. Great Falls, the Raptors' opponent this afternoon, has a record of 8-15. Great Falls has won 2 of the 5 games here in this series at Lindquist Field. The Raptors' opponent later on this week, Red Pocket Mobiles, have a record of 4-19. And the Idaho Falls Chuckers, surprisingly, are 2-20 on the year. They have lost 15 of their last 16 games. So that's a check of the Pioneer League standings. Now let's go over the lineups for both teams. First for the visiting Great Falls Voyagers, who have a record of 8-15. Lineup card written by manager Sean Rapay, who's in his third season leading the Voyagers. Leading off is the first baseman, Aiden Redahan. Batting second is the designated hitter, Will Rogers. Hitting third and playing left field, Kyle Schmack. Batting fourth is the right fielder, Tommy Specht. Hitting fifth and playing third base, Anthony Swenda. Batting fourth is the shortstop, or batting sixth is the shortstop, Trey Cruz. Hitting seventh is the second baseman, Zach Blazek. Batting eighth is the catcher, Blake Wilhoit. And hitting ninth is the center fielder, Vincent Temesbury. On the mound for the Great Falls Voyagers is right-hander Colin Murphy. Murphy is 6'3" and 215 pounds, 23 years old, a Louisville, Kentucky native. It's his second year as a pro. Earlier this season, Murray has pitched in 4 games. This will be his 5th game, his 4th start with the Great Falls Voyagers. He is 0-3 with an ERA of 12.46. Now let's go over the lineup for the homestanding Ogden Raptors, who have a record of 13-10. It's the lineup card that's filled out by Evan Parker, who's in his 3rd season as Raptors manager. He has over 100 victories in Ogden, and he's the youngest Pioneer League manager to go over 100 wins. Leading off is the shortstop, Chase Valentine. Batting second and playing second base, Cole Jordan. Hitting third is the left fielder, Bradley Pell. Batting fourth is the third baseman, Carmine Lane. Hitting fifth and playing right field, Kyler Stancato. Batting sixth is the first baseman, Gio Ferraro. Hitting seventh is the designated hitter, Sebastian Greco. Batting eighth is the center fielder, Colson Lawrence. And hitting ninth is the catcher, Dylan Wilkinson. On the mound is right-hander Parker McMahon. The umpires are walking towards home plate. The home plate umpire is Ryan Starks. James Ainsworth is the umpire at first base, and Dylan Collins is the arbiter. He'll be at third. Well, we mentioned before, it's a battle of 2 of the best offensive teams in the Pioneer League. The Raptors have 10 or more runs in 11 of their last 12 games. In fact, over the last 12 contests, the Raptors have scored 163 runs, an average of 13.58 per game. Ogden leads the Pioneer League with a .350 team batting average. They also lead the league in doubles with 75, and they also lead the league with 118 extra base hits. And the Raptors have the best on-base percentage as a team at .450. So the Raptors really have been on a roll offensively. And we mentioned 2 weeks ago the victory against the Missoula Paddleheads 17-10 to end a 6-game series here at Lindquist Field. And that was really a turning point for the Raptors this season. As going into that game, the Raptors were 3-8. And now they sit with a 13-10 record, and they certainly are well within reach to get a playoff spot in the first half of the Pioneer League season. But Great Falls has been a pretty good club offensively as of late, as they have scored 103 runs over their last 8 games. The Great Falls Voyagers have a .316 team batting average, which ranks 3rd in the Pioneer League. They're second in the league with 60 doubles, trailing only the Raptors. Great Falls also is tied for first with 11 triples on the year, and they are tied for third with a .526 team slugging percentage. So we've seen a lot of offense in this series. Great Falls had their hitting shoes on last night, getting a 13-10 victory. Raptors got a great game from Kyler Stancato, who was 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs. He'll be hitting 5th for Ogden this afternoon. Bradley Pell's going to be hitting 3rd. Him and Colson Lawrence each went 2 for 5. So we'll see what the Raptors do offensively against right-hander Colin Murphy. We wish a happy birthday to Raptors left-handed pitcher Miles Garrett, who turns, actually he's a right-handed pitcher, but nevertheless, he turns 25 today. Maybe we'll talk with Miles during the 4th inning of today's game. He worked 2 innings in last night's contest. It's Family Fun Day. If you're in the Ogden area, come on out and join us. We're going to have a fun afternoon for baseball. There's free food. Weather is absolutely perfect. It's 79 degrees and sunny. By the time the middle of the afternoon rolls along, it should be in the mid-80s in terms of temperature. As Evan Parker and Sean Rapay each shook hands at home plate and they go to their respective dugouts. Each manager is in their 3rd season with their clubs. Raptors today are wearing a red jersey with white numbers and train tracks in the back of the jersey. And the Raptors take the field, led by shortstop Chase Valentine. Parker McMahon, the starting pitcher, as the Raptors take their positions. Everybody in both dugouts will come out, and we'll have our national anthem here on this sunny Sunday afternoon at Lindquist Field. That was our national anthem. I think it was the Beach Boys that sang the anthem this afternoon. As the Raptors are out there taking their positions. Let's go over the defensive alignment for the Raptors on this Sunday afternoon. In left field is Bradley Pell. Center fielder is Colson Lawrence. And the right fielder is Kyler Stancato. At third base is Carmine Lane. Chase Valentine is at short. Cole Jordan is at second. And Gio Ferraro is at first. A battery of Dylan Wilkinson catching. And on the mound is Parker McMahon, M-C-M-A-N, his last name. It's his second team in the Pioneer League. He started the year with the Missoula Paddleheads, and he pitched 4 games in relief, where he pitched 7 and a third innings, giving up 13 hits, 9 runs, 8 of them earned. He walked 4 and struck out 9. And then he was sent to the Ogden Raptors. This is his third appearance in a Raptors uniform, and with Ogden, in 8 2/3 innings, he's given up 11 hits, 11 runs, all of them earned. He has walked 5 and struck out 5. He's got a 1-0 record with 11.42 ERA with the Raptors. And with Ogden, Pioneer League batters are hitting .324 against Parker McMahon, who's from Bellevue, the Bellevue Bruins of NAIA baseball. McMahon goes 6'3", 210 pounds. 24 years old, out of Bozeman, Montana. Actually appeared in a couple games against the Raptors as a member of the Missoula Paddleheads. Top 3 in the Great Falls lineup will be Aiden Redahan, along with Will Rogers and Kyle Schmack. We've had some slugfests in this series, and we'll see if today is no different. Just warm enough to where it's a lot more comfortable for the fans sitting in the shade. Remember, the homestand continues for the Raptors Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights against Red Pocket Mobiles. So it's a 6 of a 9-game homestand for the Ogden Raptors, who have been one of the hottest teams in the Pioneer League, having won 10 of their last 12. In fact, they have had 10 or more runs in 11 of their last 12 games. Well, the ball's being worked around the infield. The field is ready, the beverages are cold, and the hot dogs are warm. So let's play some baseball on this Sunday afternoon here at Lindquist Field. Leading off will be Aiden Redahan, who's hitting .410 with 9 doubles, 3 homers, and 16 RBIs. Redahan soon to celebrate a birthday. He'll turn 24 on Wednesday. Left-handed hitter, 6 feet, 200 pounds. McMahon, the right-hander from the stretch, even with nobody on base. The third baseman Lane's playing in. And the first pitch of the game is a line drive to right field. And it gets down for a base hit. Stancato with a sliding attempt, but gets it on one hop. So one pitch and already a single for Redahan, and that's the way this one starts here at Lindquist Field. So I'll bring up Will Rogers, the right-handed hitter. Rogers is batting .323 with 6 doubles, 3 homers, and 18 RBIs. He's done a good job making contact. Rogers has 12 strikeouts and 65 at-bats. So he's been a pretty good contact hitter. Redahan with a good lead at first. He's got good speed. First pitch to Rogers is a called strike at 80 miles an hour. Rogers challenges. Well, an early challenge for Rogers, and I'm not sure he's going to win it. Red Pocket Mobile strike zone challenge. And we're waiting with bated breath as to whether the pitch is confirmed or not. It is a confirmed strike, so Great Falls has already used one of their 2 challenges here in the top of the first. We mentioned Redahan's got good speed at first. He has 10 stolen bases. He's been caught once. McMahon checks Redahan at first, comes set, about waist high, and delivers. And that one misses low at 86 miles an hour. McMahon, one of those pitchers, he comes right over the top. See a lot of catchers kind of throw almost near their ear. McMahon has that downward plane, downward movement. He comes set and delivers. Next pitch, that one misses outside. The count's now 2-1. Fans still filing in here on a Sunday afternoon. What a beautiful day for baseball. Temperature is at 79 degrees. First pitch was at 102. The 2-1 is a fly ball to center field. Lawrence races towards a track, towards a wall, and it hits off the bottom of the wall. Redahan hustles to third. He's going to stop there. It's a double for Will Rogers, and already there are 2 on here for Great Falls in the top of the first. Rogers got a fastball in the inner half at 86 miles an hour. McMahon has a Ronald Reagan-type fastball from the mid to high 80s. So I'll bring up Kyle Schmack, the hot-hitting left fielder. Schmack last night went 4 for 6 with 4 RBIs and 4 runs scored. As the catcher Wilkinson goes out to talk with Parker McMahon, as with the runner at second base, they're going to switch up the signs a little bit. Schmack on the year is hitting .346 with 3 homers, 21 RBIs. He also has 8 doubles on the season. Great Falls has been outstanding hitting the ball in this series. We've had many slugfests. If you like offense, the Pioneer League is definitely your brand of baseball. McMahon gets the sign from Wilkinson, comes set about waist high, checks the runner at second, that's Rogers, and delivers to the plate, and that's a swing and a miss at 81 miles an hour. It was in the top of the zone as Schmack takes his helmet off, shakes his head back and forth, and gets back in the box. Both runners with modest leads. Second and third, no outs. We're just getting underway. Next pitch to Schmack is a called strike, and it's 0-2. Thanks for hanging out with us on the Raptors Baseball Network this afternoon. Arden Locke, the voice of the Raptors, will be back on Tuesday. Wilkinson gives a sign. McMahon stares down. He says yes. Comes set. Takes a deep breath. And the pitch. That one misses outside. That was at 91 miles an hour. That was the hardest fastball we've seen from McMahon so far. Last night, it was the first 2 innings that got things rolling for Great Falls. They had 3 runs in the first and 4 in the second. They're looking to deliver here in the top of the first. As McMahon, second team he's been on this season, delivers. And that one's in the dirt, blocked by Wilkinson. And the count's now 2-2. Outfield straight away and playing somewhat deep. Sun is going to play a factor on any ball hit to left field. Not a cloud in the sky. The pitch. That one misses high, and the count goes full to Kyle Schmack. On deck is Tommy Spett. Schmack from Union Mills, Indiana, played his college baseball at Valparaiso, otherwise known as Bryce Drew University. Bryce Drew, remember, in the 1998 NCAA basketball tournament, hit a miraculous game winner. Valparaiso, if I remember right, ended up going to the Sweet 16 that year. McMahon comes set, and the payoff pitch is a line drive to left field. He gets down for a base hit. 1 run scores. Rogers holds up at third. It's an RBI single by Kyle Schmack. It's his 22nd ribby of the year, and it's now 1-0 Great Falls. That was a line drive, 107 miles an hour off the bat of Schmack. So I'll bring up Tommy Spett, S-P-E-C-H-T, his last name. Specht hitting .341 with 5 doubles, 6 triples, 2 homers, 20 RBIs. Left-handed hitter with a wide open stance. First pitch. That one's a called strike at 89 miles an hour. Specht was in the Rangers organization the last few years. It's his second year with the Voyagers. And the next pitch, Specht bounces one to first, and it's taken by Ferraro on a high hop. Fires to second, and that gets the second out. So a double play as Ferraro touched the bag at first, threw it to second. Chase Valentine tagged out. Kyle Schmack on the play. Will Rogers scores, and it's 2-0 Great Falls. So a lot happened on that play. 3 unassisted, and then 3-6 for the second out. That'll bring up Anthony Swen to the right-handed hitter. Open stance. First pitch. That's a fastball high, 81 miles an hour. Swen to 6 feet, 210 pounds. 24 years old, out of Bridgeport, Pennsylvania. Hitting .343 on the year. 2 outs, nobody on. Great Falls up 2-0. Next pitch is a fastball called strike, 89 miles an hour. Just getting underway here at Lindquist Field. Sun is shining. Grab some chips and dip in a beverage of your choice and enjoy part of Sunday with us. Next pitch. That one misses inside at 88 miles an hour. Seems like McMahon has thrown his fastball anywhere between 86 and 91 miles an hour here this afternoon. On deck is Trey Cruz, who's been a hot hitter in this series. Great Falls in the black jerseys, green numbers. That pitch misses inside. Actually, there's 2 different colors to the numbers. The back of the Great Falls black jerseys has a red number, and the front of the Great Falls jersey on the left side is a green number. Red lettering in the front. Next pitch is Swenda. That one misses high for ball 4. So Swenda's a 2-out walk here on the top of the first. Great Falls 2. Ogden nothing. Already 3 hits on the board for the Voyagers, who got a single from Redahan, a double from Will Rogers, and an RBI single from Kyle Schmack. That brings up Trey Cruz, hitting .333 on the year, 2 homers, 16 RBIs. Left-handed hitter, open stance, wiggles a shillelagh back and forth. First pitch is a swing and a miss from McMahon. Cruz, 6'3", 200 pounds, from New York, New York. Wonder if he's a Knicks fan. He probably was celebrating last night as the New York Knicks won the NBA championship for the first time in 53 years. Next pitch to Cruz. That one's outside. Counts 1-1. 1973, the year of the Miami Dolphins. Tim Broussard certainly remembers that well. Second of back-to-back Super Bowl victories for the Dolphins. Also in 1973, the Oakland Athletics won their second of 3 straight World Series championships. The 1-1. That's in the dirt. Bounces off of Wilkinson and rolls towards the Great Falls on deck circle, and going to second base is Swenda. So a wild pitch. Swenda advances to second. He's there with 2 outs. Not much of a breeze to speak of. Whatever is blowing slightly out to center field. McMahon comes set. Checks Swenda at second and delivers. That one's inside. Counts now 3-1. Not sure how long McMahon's going to go, as when he pitched for Missoula, it was 4 relief outings. He's been a starter with the Raptors. 2-0 Great Falls here on the top of the first. Both teams have been outstanding offensively in this series. And the 3-1. That one is lifted to left center field. Pell settles under it and makes the catch over his right shoulder to retire the side. 2 runs on 3 hits, and there was 1 left. We head to the bottom of the first. Great Falls 2, and the Raptors are coming up. This is the Ogden Raptors Baseball Network.
Who's pitching?
3 wireless carriers.
Big corporate mobile. Our stock always goes up.
So do your prices. I'm out. We're cheap, just like your coverage.
We're Red Pocket, your new ultimate cell carrier. Only we give you all three. No price increases, 2-minute care, and all major networks for your best 5G coverage.
What's your ask?
$10?
You've got a deal. Switch a red pocket. Like me, your new ultimate cell carrier.
Last year I was at my lowest, going through some pretty serious depression. A couple of friends of mine stopped by the house and said they were worried about me. Said they'd feel a lot better if they could hold on to my firearms until things turned around. I think they saved my life.
If your loved ones are struggling, talk to them about temporarily storing their guns away from their home, because things do get better.
This broadcast is the exclusive property of the Ogden Raptors Baseball Club and the Pioneer Baseball League. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, reproduction, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Ogden Raptors and the Pioneer Baseball League is strictly prohibited.
Bottom of the first inning, Great Falls leads 2-0. It will be Chase Valentine, Cole Jordan, and Bradley Pell, the first three for Ogden, against right-hander Colin Murphy. Murphy is 6'3" and 215 pounds, 23 years old, out of Louisville, Kentucky. Murphy delivers. First pitch is a swing and a miss at 82 miles an hour. Murphy, this is his fourth start and fifth appearance for Great Falls. He has worked 17 and a third innings, giving up 33 hits, 26 runs, 24 of them earned. He has walked 12 and struck out 19. Swing and a miss, and the count's 0-2 to Chase Valentine. Murphy has an 0-3 record with a 12.46 earned run average. And Pioneer League hitters are like Ted Williams in 1941. He's given up a 402 batting average to Pioneer League hitters, but a swing and a miss on a slider for the first out. So Chase Valentine goes down swinging. He came into play hitting 370. Defensively for Great Falls, Kyle Schmack is in left field. Vincent Temesbury is in center, and Tommy Specht is in right. Anthony Swendez at third base. Trey Cruz is at short. Zach Blazak is at second. And Aiden Redahan is at first. A battery of Blake Wilhoit catching and Colin Murphy pitching. Murphy from the stretch delivers to Cole Jordan. First pitch is a called strike. Jordan didn't play in last night's game. On the year, he's hitting .391 with 8 homers and 32 RBIs. He's got a .712 slugging percentage. Right-handed hitter. Swing and a miss. Murphy has gotten a couple Raptors now on that nice-looking slider. That was at 80 miles an hour and out of the zone. Jordan, in the first 4 games of this series, went 8 for 17 with 10 RBIs, 3 homers, and 3 walks. So he's been a star for Ogden so far in this set, but he didn't play in last night's game, so he's fresh for the Sunday afternoon affair. Murphy comes set about waist high, takes a deep breath, kicks and fires. Jordan swings and hits a line drive to left field for a base hit. It rolls all the way to the wall. Jordan rounds first and heads for second, and he gets his 7th double of the season, and that is the league-leading 76th double for the Raptors this season. So that was a line drive at 94 miles an hour off the bat. Jordan, a co-captain, and he continues to stay red hot. So I'll bring up the left-handed hitting Bradley Pell. He's hitting .362 with 1 homer and 18 RBIs. Pell is 7 for 20 in this series with 3 RBIs and 4 walks. Left-handed hitter, open stance. Jordan with a good lead at second and is a stolen base threat. First pitch to the plate misses outside. In fact, Jordan leads the Raptors with 13 stolen bases on the year. So 2-0 Great Falls. Ogden looking to answer here in the bottom half. Pell lines one to first, and it's through for a base hit. And it rolls all the way to the right field wall. Jordan scores easily. Pell chugging around second. He's going to hold there. It's an RBI double for Bradley Pell. And the Raptors get on the board as it's now a 2-1 game. That was laced at 101 miles an hour off the bat. right at hand with a dive towards the first base foul line and just couldn't reach it. So that's RBI number 19 on the year for Pell. That is the 4th RBI in this series. So I'll bring up co-captain Carmine Lane. He is hitting .337 with 4 homers and 21 RBIs. Lane has walked 7 times in this series and has 2 homers and 6 RBIs against Great Falls. First pitch. That one misses outside on a slider at 79 miles an hour. Lane, a second-year Raptor, used to play in the Miami Marlins organization. No batting gloves, wiggles the bat up and down, and the 1-0. That one misses outside, counts 2-0. So already 2 doubles for the Raptors this afternoon. They now have 77 as a team. Jordan with a good lead at second. The second baseman, Blazak's bird-dogging him a little bit. The next pitch, that one catches the inside corner. Lane's going to challenge, and I'm not sure if he's going to win it. It's going to be close. Red pocket strike zone challenge. And the pitch is confirmed as a strike. So both teams will only have 1 challenge remaining. So that's something to keep in mind on, keep an eye on later on in the contest. 2-1 Great Falls. The count is also 2-1. And the pitch. That one misses low. Counts now 3-1. On deck is Kyler Stancato. Not a cloud in the sky and really not much wind to speak of. Lane lifts one towards right field. And it's going to stay up as Tommy Speck makes the catch. He's got a great arm. Jordan takes off for third. The throw is going to be a little bit late as Jordan slides into third. Make that Pell slides into third. Tommy Speck displayed an outstanding arm on Friday night, and he unleashed a laser, but it was just a little bit too deep as Pell was able to make it to third. So now there's 2 outs and a runner at third. 2-1 is the score with Great Falls out in front of Ogden, and Kyler Stancato's at the plate. Stancato, left-handed hitter, went 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs last night. Stancato out of University Place, Washington, 24 years old. First pitch, that one misses outside for ball 1. Stancato with his pants up to his knees with the Red Sox showing as the Raptors are wearing a red jersey top this afternoon. The next pitch, fastball called strike, 90 miles an hour. That's about as hard as we'll see from Murphy this afternoon. Tons of fun action this week, and the first inning's no different. Stancato taps one foul. During the second inning, I believe we'll talk with Raptors manager Evan Parker. Fans kind of spread out. The shaded areas have a few more fans than the areas with the sun. The kick and the pitch. That one's fisted foul over the Raptors dugout. Count stays 1-2. Raptors will take on the Red Pocket Mobiles later on this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. 6:30 starts each night. Next pitch is Stancato, misses outside. Raptors will be in Great Falls for a 3-game series, July 21st through the 23rd. Fans take a "Let's Go Raptors" chant. Deuces are wild here at Lindquist Field. Pitch to Stancato is lifted foul. And it's going to go out of play. And it hits off the roof. So no souvenirs for the fans in the seats. Somebody outside the ballpark, though, is going to come away with the baseball. Outfield straight away, as is the infield. Infield playing deep, even at the corner spots. Stancato, guy with pretty good power. The 2-2. That one's lifted foul again, third base side. So good battle for Stancato to kind of fill up the pitch count from Colin Murphy. Murphy making, I believe, his 14th pitch of the afternoon. Playing time's been tough to come by for Stancato, but when he's gotten his chance, he's done a good job. 13 for 32 on the year, and he lifts one towards center field, and it's going to get down for a base hit. Pell scores, and now we're tied at 2 on an RBI single from Kyler Stancato. Good piece of two-strike hitting. Didn't try to do too much. Got jammed a little bit and just kind of lifted it into shallow center field for a base hit. That's RBI number 8 on the season for Stancato. And that brings up Gio Ferraro. Ferraro hitting .408 with 7 homers, 28 RBIs. His walk-up song is Runaway Sue. First pitch to Ferraro is outside for ball 1. That song was in the movie Little Big League, one of my favorite baseball movies. So we're tied at 2. Both teams have 3 hits. Ferraro, right-handed hitter, and he takes 5 for ball 2. Well, I strap him down. It looks like we're going to be set for another Pioneer League special. Wouldn't have it any other way. Raptors have scored 10 or more runs in 11 of their last 12 games. 2-0, swing and a miss. That was 81 miles an hour, so Murphy took something off it. And somewhat quiet with their conversation. Just about everybody's in the shaded areas if they can find some spots for it. Ferraro taps one off the catcher, Will Hoyt. And it's now a 2-2 count. Deuce is wild here at Lindquist Field. Ferraro's been a hot bat all season long. Although in this series, he just 3 for 14, but he does have 4 walks. Runner takes off, pitches high, throw to second. Stancato head first slide, and it bounces off of him into center field. Stancato's going to take off, and he's going to stand up safely at third. So it's going to be a stolen base for Stancato and maybe an error to allow Stancato to advance to third. Error is probably going to be on the catcher, Will Hoyt. Aggressive base running by the Raptors. That's the 45th stolen base for Ogden this season. They've only been caught 4 times. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Gio Ferraro. The kick and the pitch. Ferraro lifts one foul first base side as he got jammed. Gio Ferraro played in an independent league last season. Before that, played at University of Marshall for 2 years from 2023 through 2024. Payoff pitch, swing and a miss on a slider at 78 miles an hour, and that retires the side. But the Raptors scored 2 runs on 3 hits. We've got ourselves a good one so far as we're tied at 2 on the Ogden Raptors Baseball Network.
Do you thrive on a challenge? Does crafting complex parts ignite your passion? Peterson Inc. isn't your average manufacturer. We're world-class, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. We're looking for skilled welders and machinists to join our team. People who take pride in precision. If you're wanting to contribute to groundbreaking innovations, Peterson Inc. is your place. Visit petersoninc.com and join the team that builds the future.
There is no substitute for experience. Windward Electric is the foremost complete commercial and industrial electrical contractor in the Intermountain West. We're committed to excellence, integrity, accountability, and professionalism. We cherish our legacy and value relationships as we strive to provide electrical projects with exceptional experiences for our clients. Call 801-648-7270 for a quote, or visit windwardelectric.com today.
Welcome back from the break. Tonight's broadcast is presented on the Home Team Network for live video streaming, on YouTube for audio-only coverage, and on 88.9 FM for In the Park Radio.
Welcome back to Raptors baseball. We head into the top of the second inning. We're tied at 2. Both teams have 3 hits. We're joined by Raptors manager Evan Parker. And Skip, after allowing the 2 runs in the top of the first, once again, a response for you guys getting 2 in the bottom half. It seems to be a constant theme that offensively it's just been rolling from game to game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's our MO. Is like I said, we don't give in. We really don't. I mean, look, you saw the answer in the 9th inning last night. A little bit too late, obviously, stringing it together. But I just feel like we can bring that momentum into today, and Parker's going to settle in for us, and he'll be all right. And just him and I had a talk in between the innings, and I just said, hey, look, settle in. It's got to be multiple pitches for strikes. You've got to pitch in and out. You've got to do. Yeah, hey, take your time. Take your time.
Tapper back towards the mound, and McMahon fires to first to get Zach Blazek one out here in the top of the second. Kyler Stancato went 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs last night, and so far today with a single to center field. What have you seen from Kyler as of late?
Well, I just had a feeling about putting him in the lineup today, and he's just one of those dudes. When you see it, he gets hot. He starts having really good at bats. I throw batting practice to him every day, so I get a feel for what he's doing in that sense. So, just watching him progress. This is his second season with us, so you start to kind of get a feel for players the more that you're around them. And so I'm really happy with that at bat, obviously, but just overall, he's a competitor and a gamer, and so, happy to have him in the lineup. That was a big hit for us, big answer in the bottom of the first. So, look forward to doing that. Try to score every inning,
2-0 to Blake Wilhoit. That's a called strike. Counts now 2-1. Last question. Raptors won 10 of their last 12. What's really kind of been the biggest key to the success over the last 2 weeks?
So I would say that, I just told our guys, I said, hey, look, we've got to stick together. We've got to keep our minds focused on a central goal, a central goal of let's look at what is upcoming on our schedule. And that was after the Missoula series. And I said, look, we've got to handle business here. And so, 10 out of 12 I'm happy with. I want 11. I want to be 11 out of our last 13. And that's, like I said, I wake up every day crazy enough to think that I can get, that I can win every game, but it's nice to go on a little bit of a heater. So I think that ultimately we'll just look to try to take this an inning at a time. And, you gotta play 27 outs. So I like our chances in 27 outs.
Well, good luck the rest of the afternoon, and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
That's Evan Parker, the Ogden manager, as Blake Wilhoit slashes the 3-2 pitch to left field for a base hit. First batter in the top of the second was Zach Blazek, who bounced back to the pitcher McMahon. So 1 on, 1 out. That brings up Vincent Temesbury, who's hitting .312. Temesbury went 3 for 5 in last night's game. Right-handed hitter. He's got good speed. First pitch is high for ball 1. So we're tied at 2 here in the top of the second inning. Both teams, actually, Great Falls now has 4 hits. Raptors had 3 hits and 2 runs in the bottom half of the first. McMahon, who played with Missoula earlier this season, comes set, pick-off throw to first. Back safely is Wilhoit. With the base hit that Wilhoit just had, he's now 3 for 12 on the year. The backup catcher is Antonio Baranza gets a day off, or Branca, who's been very busy for Great Falls this season. Next pitch misses high. Counts 2-0. Hank Dodson has caught the majority of the games. Beast taking today off. Second time this series, Wilkinson has been behind the plate in the squat, as Mike Kruko would say. Next pitch misses high. The count's 3-0. On deck is Aiden Redahan. Certainly interesting to hear from Evan Parker, game in and game out. Usually that happens in the top of the second inning. The 3-0. That one is a called strike. It's going to be challenged by Wilkinson. That's going to be close. It looks like they're not going to give him the challenge. Great Falls in the dugout. I heard someone said he tapped his head. It looked like Wilkinson tapped his head, but it's not acknowledged as a challenge. So it's a walk for Vincent Temesbury. Runners at first and second for Aiden Redahan. Redahan led off the game with a single and he eventually scored. A lot of fun action here at Lindquist Field. Make sure to make some plans for later on this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. The Raptors will take on Red Pocket Mobiles. First pitch is sliced foul out of play from the left-handed hitting Redahan. As we mentioned a couple times now, both teams have really had success offensively. If you include the 2 runs in the first, Great Falls has 105 runs over the last 8.5 games. Both teams have had a lot of doubles this year. Not necessarily home run hitting teams. Next pitch misses high at 90 miles an hour. And the count's now 2-1. But it's a club that likes to do a lot of the little things. Go first to third, take the extra base. We've seen the Raptors being very aggressive on the base pass here over the last few weeks. Great Falls also a club that averages more than 3 stolen bases per game. Next pitch. Boy, that one curves in, but looks like it's going to be a ball. Boy, Wilkinson didn't necessarily agree, but remember, Ogden only has 1 challenge left. In fact, both teams only have 1 challenge remaining. Top of the second, both runners with good leads. Temesbury is not being held on at first, so he's got a great lead. Line drive to left field. Stancato makes a nice over-the-shoulder catch for the second out. Redahan hit that hard at 100 miles an hour off the bat, and Stancato make that Bradley Pell with a good play. Well, it is Stancato in left. It looked like my original lineup sheet had Stancato in right. So Stancato is playing in left field. And so I believe that's Bradley Pell in right. We'll have to check on that. So I was given the wrong positions on the lineup sheet. Nevertheless, 2 on, 2 out for Will Rogers, who had a double. Both runners take off. The pitch is missed. Throw to second is caught over the shoulder by Cole Jordan. It's a double steal for Great Falls, and they now have runners at second and third. So for the Voyagers, that stolen base is 72 and 73 on the year. As I mentioned, they're a very aggressive base-stealing team, averaging more than 3 stolen bases per contest. A ball and no strikes to Will Rogers. The kick and the pitch. That one misses low. Backhanded by Wilkinson. Counts 2-0. The issues for McMahon here in the second inning. He's fallen behind in the count early. 1-0, 2-0. Having a tough time getting that first pitch over for a strike. McMahon gets the old school signs from Wilkinson. And the pitch. Swing and a miss at 88 miles an hour, top of the zone. Rogers just couldn't help himself. So it counts now 2-1. Rogers normally is a pretty good contact hitter. Just 12 stolen bases and 66 at-bats. He's followed up by the hot-hitting Kyle Schmack. Fans looking for shade here on this sunny Sunday afternoon. Temperature is at 79 degrees. McMahon gets the sign. Now time's called to the plate. Later on, we'll give a check of the Pioneer League scores. All 12 teams in the league are in action. One of them's a night game. Red Ponca Mobiles is at Yuba Sutter. That game's going to get underway at 7 o'clock. Next pitch is laced to the first base side now to play. Counts now 1-2. We're tied at 2. Raptors with a 13-10 record. They are 5-6 at home and 8-4 away from the friendly confines. Great Falls is 4-8 at home and 4-7 on the road. The 1-2 is foul off the end of the bat, off the top of the netting, and a fan makes a nice play. Boy, they hit the top of the netting, first base side behind the Great Falls dugouts, and just fell into the lap of a fan who made a nice play. So the best play we've seen defensively has not been in the field. It's been in the seats in row 6 of Section B. The 1-2. That's high. 91 miles an hour. That's the hardest we've seen McMahon throw so far. As Rex Barney, the Baltimore Orioles PA announcer, would say, give that fan a contract. Family fun day here on a sunny Sunday afternoon at Lindquist Field. Free food. Best fans in the league. Next pitch. That one's outside at 91 miles an hour. Runners at second and third. 2 outs. We're tied at 2. Raptors are averaging 3,834 fans per game in this series. The total in the first 5 games of this set, 19,193 fans across the turnstiles here at Lindquist Field. The best attended game in the series was on Friday night, Weber State night, where there was a crowd of 5,789. McMahon comes set. And the payoff pitch to Rogers. That one is sliced foul first base side. Many foul balls here early on, as McMahon is near 40 pitches. Speaking of Weber State, basketball player Dylan Jones, former Weber State star, is now a two-time NBA champion. That's right, he was on the Knicks roster. Next pitch, that's a line drive to right field and gets down for a base hit. One run scores. Here comes Temesbury, close play at the plate, head first slide, and he's safe. It's a 2 RBI single for Will Rogers, and it's now a 4-2 game. Good piece of hitting by Rogers. Didn't try to do too much. That was a fastball at 91 miles an hour, and he put together a pretty good two-strike approach. Didn't try to do too much and just kind of lined it to right field. So that's RBIs number 19 and 20 on the season. And that'll bring up the hot hitting Kyle Schmack, who went 4 for 6 with 4 RBIs last night, and he had a double in the first. He had an RBI single in the first inning. And the first pitch, that one misses for a ball. So it's been the top 3 in the order that's gotten the job done for Great Falls here this evening. As Redahan had a first inning single, Rogers with 2 hits already, and Schmack with an RBI single. Rogers takes off. That pitch is missed, and it's going to be an easy stolen base by Will Rogers, as nobody was accounting for him. Neither of the infielders moved. That's the 5th stolen base for Rogers this year, and already the 3rd for Great Falls this afternoon, and 74 on the season. The 2-0 to Schmack. Swing and a tap foul tip to the mid of Wilkinson at 90 miles an hour. That was out of the zone, but Schmack couldn't help himself. Schmack calls time, adjusts the batting gloves. Other action, the Pioneer League. Glacier has a 1-0 lead on the road at Billings. Top of the 2nd inning. At top of the 3rd, Boise has a 1-0 lead over Idaho Falls. Next pitch, Schmack's a swing and a miss. Counts 2-2. Schmack thought it was strike 3. He was walking back to the dugout, and the Great Falls dugout's having some fun with Schmack, as Schmack was walking back to the dugout on strike 2. Oh boy, he's going to hear that one for a while. Boy, the Great Falls dugout having a good time with Kyle Schmack. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. You can walk to the dugout now, Mr. Schmack, as it's strike 3. But the Voyagers scored 2 runs on 2 hits. We're through an inning and a half. Great Falls leads Ogden 4-2. This is the Raptors Baseball Network.
GCB Computers. Refurbished, reliable, and ready to go. The computer you need at the price you can afford.
LWE has become an industry leader and performed new construction and retrofit work to companies in several industries. LWE is located in northern Utah and has performed work throughout the western United States. We can be reached at 801-621-3220.
Bottom of the 2nd inning. A lot of 2s on the scoreboard. 2 runs in the first and 2 in the second for Great Falls. Raptors with 2 runs in the bottom of the first. They're looking to put on some more. 7, 8, and 9 hitters, Sebastian Greiko, Colson Lawrence, and Dylan Wilkinson. Greiko, left-handed hitter with a ton of power potential. First pitch from the right-hander Murphy's a swing and a miss. There's always that big debate we had last year with Sebastian Greiko. For what I remember, I think that we ended up with the conclusion that it was Greiko. I could be wrong, though. Number 16 on the back of his jersey. Tampa, Florida native, 6'3", 210 pounds. And he sees a fastball high out of the zone. Counts now 1-1. Greco is 14 for 39 at the plate this season. 4 doubles, 2 homers, and 13 RBIs. Left-handed hitter. Next pitch is a line drive towards the Great Falls bullpen. And the bullpen catcher makes a nice catch on the line drive for Greco. Luckily, it's not banana ball. If it was, Greco would have been out. They've got a lot of crazy rules in banana ball. And that's one of them. If you hit a foul ball in the stands and the fan catches it, you're out. The 1-2. Bouncing ball to first. Up with it on one hop is Redahan, and he'll race to the bag himself. 3 unassisted if you're scoring at home. There's 1 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the second. In baseball, the best managers play the matchups. With Red Pocket Mobile, you can too. Choose from 3 major 5G networks and always get the best signal wherever you are. Step up to the batter's box and step up to better wireless at redpocket.com. Proud sponsor of the Pioneer Baseball League. Red Pocket Mobile, your new ultimate cell carrier. First pitch to Colson Lawrence is sliced foul back to the screen. Lawrence is hitting .389 with 13 doubles, 4 homers, and 25 RBIs. Speaking of Red Pocket Mobiles, their baseball team's going to be here later this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Make some plans to come out to Linquist Field. Tickets are available. Next pitch, Lawrence taps one foul back to the screen again, and it's 0-2. Lawrence last night was 2 for 5 at the plate. Lawrence, like Carmine Lane, used to play the Miami Marlins organization. In fact, he was a pitcher only for the last 2 years. Next pitch, and that one's foul into the right Great Falls dugouts. Be alive down there as number 7 for Great Falls almost got hit with that missile, and that was Anthony Manicero as he sees his life flash in front of him. No balls, 2 strikes to Colson Lawrence. 1 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the second inning. Great Falls leads 4-2. On deck is Dylan Wilkinson. The 0-2. Swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch. And down goes Lawrence. 3rd strikeout for Murphy this afternoon. It's the 22nd strikeout for Murphy this season. Boy, Colin Murphy has struggled a little bit in terms of giving up hits, but he's been a good strikeout artist for Great Falls this year. As now in exactly 19 innings of work this season, he has 22 strikeouts. That brings up Dylan Wilkinson, the catcher this afternoon, hitting .326 with 2 homers, 10 RBIs. Crowds the plate. He's been hit 3 times this series. First pitch is 81 miles an hour off speed, and it's over for a strike. That's going to be a key for Murphy. He's been able to get that slider over for a strike on a consistent basis. So Raptors hitters have to be aware of it. Next pitch to Wilkinson, and that's low, scooped up at 74 miles an hour by the catcher, Will Hoyt. Light breeze moving out to center field. Wilkinson wiggles the bat back and forth, left-handed hitter. Next pitch is a bouncing ball towards second with a backhand hop off his glove with Blazek, and he's got no play. Blazek had to race towards his right and towards the middle of the diamond. It ricocheted off his glove, and with Wilkinson running well, there was no play by Blazek. So we believe it's going to be a base hit, and it is according to the scoreboard. So 2 outs, 1 on for Chase Valentine, who was a strikeout victim in the first. Valentine hit 2 homers in the first game of this series on June 9th. So far this series, he struck out in the first inning. He's 7 for 22 in the series with 4 walks and 2 doubles. First pitch, that one's a ball at 78 miles an hour. Home plate umpire again is Ryan Starks. James Ainsworth is at first, and the arbiter at third is Dylan Collins. Actually, Collins right now is standing at second base. Valentine lifts one, the right field side. That's going to be near foul territory, and it's going to go out of play beyond O-Town as some youngsters are chasing after the game ball. Fun time of the year. The College World Series is going on. 2 games each day. Top 8 teams in college baseball. Busy day in Major League Baseball. We'll go over some scores in the 3rd inning. Murphy comes set. And the 1-1. That's in the dirt block nicely by Will Hoyt. Well, that was a beautiful block by Will Hoyt, who slid towards his right and got in front of the ball to keep Wilkinson at first. Outfield straight away. The left fielder, Schmack, is given plenty of the left field foul line. Next pitch, that one misses low. Counts 3-1 to Chase Valentine, who's been a ton of fun to watch this season. You could tell with his athleticism why he spent 4 years in the San Diego Padres organization. And with the Padres organization, played every position except for catcher. The 3-1. Line drive, left field, base hit. As it rolls to the wall. Rounding seconds, Wilkinson, he heads for third. He's going to get the go-around. And the throw to the plate, head first slide, Wilkinson safe. It's an RBI double for Chase Valentine, and it's now a 4-3 game. Boy, aggressive base running for Wilkinson. And it looked like it was going to be a close play to the plate. It was a one-hop to Will Hoyt. And with a nice head-first slide to home, Wilkinson scores the Raptors' third run. And what do you know, another double for Chase Valentine. That's the 16th double for Valentine this year. That's already the third double for the Raptors this afternoon. And they now have a league-leading 78 doubles on the year. So that brings up Cole Jordan, who had a double in the first inning. Came into play hitting .391. First pitch misses outside. And that's pitch number 45 for Colin Murphy. Both managers probably would like some length from their starters. As usual here in the Pioneer League, we're seeing plenty of offense. Valentine with a good lead at second. Pitch to the plate, swing and a miss. As Jordan tried to hit it over the left field wall and came up empty. Jordan, in his third year with the Raptors, has become a fan favorite. Played at Utah Valley University. Jordan lifts one to center field. That's in front of the warning track. Going to stay in the ballpark. Temesbury will make the catch to retire the side. But an RBI double for Chase Valentine scored Dylan Wilkinson. We're through 2. Great Falls 4, Ogden 3. This is the Raptors Baseball Network.
I had a couple of friends that have come here and they said that the education from the instructors was just really great. It was kind of between Davis Tech and here, and I decided to pick here because of the instructors. I've always loved hair, nail, and skin and all of those things, so I just thought it was a perfect career opportunity to be able to make my own schedule and do what I love. I really love doing men's haircuts, so that's probably my favorite. That and then just coloring's fun because you get to experiment and kind of create new things, which is always fun. It's fun because they're like our instructors and they teach us lots, but they've always become like our friends, and they're always like motivating us to do new things and challenging us and like really care about us individually and like what's going on in our lives at home, what's going on in our life at school, and they're just very compassionate towards us. I would say 100% do it, even if you're kind of on the edge, because you meet a lot of new friends, you make great relationships, and then it's just fun. You learn a lot of like life skills as well, which is great, but it's just overall a great program. I'm Callie Rasmussen, and I'm a cosmetology student here at OTEC.
Don't be a bench warmer. Call the insurance center so that you can get on the field and have a good time and get your insurance done properly. Go Raptors!
Top of the third inning, Great Falls leads Ogden 4-3. 4, 5, and 6 hitters do up for Great Falls. Tommy Speck to lead things off. Left-handed hitter. First pitch from McMahon is lifted third base side near the stands, and it bounces in the second row. Speck bounced 3 unassisted to the first baseman Ferraro, and then Ferraro threw to second to complete a double play. Few finals across Major League Baseball. Tim Broussard is dancing shirtless in the GCB Computers broadcast booth as the Miami Marlins defeat the Pirates 4-2. Meyer gets the victory. He's now 7-0 on the season. Paul Skeens gets a loss. He's now 6-6. Put your shirt back on, Tim. It's all right. Marlins are just 36-36. It's the same record the Pirates have. Nationals defeat the Mariners 10-1. Wait, how about the Nationals? Kind of a surprise. They're now 37-35 on the year. The 1-1 to Specht. That one misses outside. Counts 2-1. Specht's going to be followed up by Anthony Swenda and Trey Cruz. Brewers lead the Phillies 4-0 in the top of the 7th. Dodgers have a 2-1 lead over the Dodgers. That's in the bottom of the 6th. Next pitch to Specht misses high for ball 3. 3-1 to Tommy Specht, the former 6th-round draft pick of the Texas Rangers. Top of the 7th inning, Cardinals lead the Twins 3-2. Royals lead the Astros 4-0 in the top of the 7th. The 2-1 is a called strike. Actually, it was a 3-1 to Specht. And now the count, we believe, is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Tommy Specht. Then the payoff pitch. That one's low, ball 4. So Specht walks on 6 pitches. I'll bring up Anthony Swenda, who walked, advanced on a wild pitch, but was held up at second base. Swenda, right-handed hitter. Middle of the 7th inning, Mets lead the Braves 6-1. Bottom of the 8th, Diamondbacks lead the Reds 4-3. Yankees and Blue Jays are tied at 3 in the top of the 7th. Bottom of the 8th, Padres and Orioles lead 4-2. A little bit of heat there. Next, first pitch, Specht takes off. The throw to second gets past him, but Specht's just going to hold up at second base. The pitch was a ball. And that's the 4th stolen base by the Voyagers so far this afternoon. That's the 7th stolen base for Specht this season. So the Voyagers have been very aggressive on the base pass. Bottom of the 2nd inning, already a wild one in Las Vegas. Rockies lead the A's 5-4. Next pitch, that one misses high and inside. Counts 2-0 to Anthony Swenda, who walked in the 1st inning. He's a very patient hitter. He's now walked 25 times this season, an average of more than 1 per game. The 2-0. And that one goes foul out of play, first base side. Great Falls dugout. Join the sun this afternoon. Last game of the series. Great Falls had a good time here this week. They're looking to even up the 6-game series. Raptors have won 3 of the first 5. Next pitch. That's high for ball 3. 3-1 to Anthony Swenda. Both teams have 5 hits so far. Great Falls 2 runs in the first, 2 in the second. Ogden with 2 in the first and 1 in the second. 2 of the best offensive clubs in the league. 2 very similar approaches of offensive clubs. Next pitch, that one misses inside for ball 4. So back-to-back walks are in the top of the 3rd. That brings up Trey Cruz. Nobody warming up in the bullpen, but it looks like a couple people are doing some yoga and some stretching. And Evan Parker, the Raptors manager, is going to go out and talk with Parker McMahon. So we mentioned some of the big league scores. 6 games in the Pioneer League. 1 game in action tonight, and that's Red Pocket at Yuba Sutter. Remember, Red Pocket's going to be here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Bottom of the 4th inning, the Glacier Range Riders have a 1-0 lead at Billings. Idaho Falls and Boise are tied at 1 the top of the 4th. Idaho Falls lost 15 of their last 16 games. Oakland and Missoula just getting underway. As is the case with Modesto, they are at the Long Beach coast. Tickets are on sale now for the games later on this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday against Red Pocket Mobiles. You can call 801-393-2450 or go to ogdenraptors.com or simply stop by the Lindquist Field box office in person at 23rd and Lincoln. The Raptors are the 9th highest attended team sport in Utah, including the colleges, and number 1 attended venue north of Salt Lake. Cruz, a left-handed hitter. Runners at first and second, no outs. We're in the top of the 3rd. McMahon comes set and delivers. Cruz squares to bunt, and he bunts it towards the 3rd baseman. Lane comes up with it, fires to first, and gets Cruz by a step. Boy, Cruz kind of put some air under the bunt, but Lane wasn't playing all that far in, so Lane just played it on a hop and made a nice throw to get Cruz. It's a successful sacrifice bunt. Now there's runners at 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. Zach Blazik the Salt Lake native. That's the second trip here, and so we're going to have a pitching change. Boy, the pitcher has not had that long to throw, but Evan Parker says that's it. So that will do it for Parker McMahon with one out here in the top of the third. We got a pitching change here at Lindquist Field. We'll come back in 1 minute and tell you about the new hurler. It's Great Falls 4, Ogden 3. This is the Raptors Baseball Network.
With so many options available, you may find it difficult to distinguish between contractors and which one is the best qualified to handle your important project. We would like to make this decision easy for you by summarizing what sets us apart from our competitors. Kier Construction has an experienced staff, annual revenues exceeding $100 million, and Kier has evolved into a diversified general contractor with experience in multi-unit and commercial construction. Kier Construction invites you to experience the difference. Call us at 801-627-1414. Do you thrive on a challenge? Does crafting complex parts ignite your passion? Peterson Inc. isn't your average manufacturer. We're world-class, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. We're looking for skilled welders and machinists to join our team. People who take pride in precision. If you're wanting to contribute to groundbreaking innovations, Peterson Inc. is your place. Visit petersoninc.com and join the team that builds the future.
We are big enough to where we have established processes and procedures to protect you, but we're small enough to where there's still an owner involved in the day-to-day operations to ensure that we don't lose that personal touch. We'd love to tell you more about us, and feel free to reach out to us. You can reach our team at 801-728-0454.
GCB Computers. Refurbished, reliable, and ready to go. The computer you need at the price you can afford.
Top of the third inning, runners at second and third, one out. And the new pitcher is Jose Ballista. Right-handed hurler, checks the runner at second, and the first pitch to Zach Blazik. And Ballista will step off the mound. Blazik, a native of Park City, Utah, went to Salt Lake Community College for a couple years. Ballista, who's got an outstanding birthday, comes set, and the pitch. That one misses outside for ball one. Ballista was born on September 4th, 2000. That just happened to be my 13th birthday. So I'm exactly 13 years old, older than Jose Ballista. I don't feel old at all, except for the gray hairs that are on the side of my head. The 1-0. That's a fly ball to right field. If that's not Victor Wembanyama, and right, that baby's out of here, and it's off the screen. It's a 3-run homer for Zach Blazik. It's his third shot of the year, and it is now a 7-3 game. Boy, Blazik got all of that one, as that was 372 feet. I'm pretty sure Blazik has some family in the stands from the Park City area, knows the Salt Lake Valley well, and well, he now knows Lindquist Field even more. Ballista started the year with the Missoula Paddleheads, just like Parker McMahon. And Ballista is greeted to a 3-run homer from Blazik. Now we'll bring up Blake Wilhoit. That one misses low for ball one. So Raptors are going to have to get their hitting shoes on to make a comeback bid, as they're now down 7-3. Already a 3 spot for Great Falls. The 1-0. That one's foul, third base side now to play. In yesterday's game, it was a 3-run first and a 4-run second that got things rolling for Great Falls. They also had 4 runs in the fourth, so they did a lot of their damage early in that game. They've already done some damage here early today. Will Hoyt, next pitch. That one misses outside from Ballista. Ballista from the Dominican Republic. Interestingly enough, the first 2 pitchers for Ogden this afternoon are former Missoula Paddleheads. McMahon played there earlier this season. The same's the case for Ballista. And the next pitch. That one misses low. So counts 3-1 to Blake Wilhoit, who singled and stole a base in the second inning. Great Falls has already stolen 4 bases this afternoon and now have 75 on the year. Next pitch misses low for ball 4. So 1-on, 1-out for Vincent Temesbury, who walked and stole a base in the second inning. Temesbury out of Gonzaga University. His hometown is Los Angeles, California, so he's used to the warm days. 24 years old, 5'11", and 200 pounds. Temesbury hitting .312 on the season. Right-handed hitter. Will Hoyt with a good lead at first. First pitch to the plate's a swing and a miss. 88 miles an hour from Ballista for strike one. Later on in the game, we'll talk with Joe Traub. He used to work for the Ogden Raptors, and now he's working for the Albuquerque Isotopes. There are some interesting Raptors and Isotopes connections. The runner takes off and took off early. Ballista steps off the mound, throws to first for Ferraro, and we're in a pickle. Ferraro over to the second baseman, Jordan, who tags the back of Will Hoyt, and now there's 2 outs. The runner took off before Ballista delivered to the plate, and he took off a little bit too early as Ballista calmly stepped off the mound, threw it to Ferraro, who got it to Jordan. 1-3-4 on the put out, as there's now 2 away, no one on here in the top of the third. Next pitch to Temesbury is a called strike. In the bottom of the third inning, it will be the heart of the Ogden order. Pell, Lane, and Stancato, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. The 0-2. Breaking ball that misses low at 79 miles an hour. So counts now 2-2. Later on today in the big leagues, the Rangers will take on the Boston Red Sox. Cubs and Giants getting underway, as is the case with the Rays and Angels. Bouncing ball to the third. Up with it is Lane. Crow hop, fires to first, and that retires the side. But Zach Blazak hit a 3-run homer as the Voyagers have a 7-3 lead. The Raptors looking for a comeback bid here in the bottom of the third. You're listening to the Ogden Raptors Baseball Network.
Hi, I'm Christopher with Absolute Comfort Heating and Air, and I would do anything to keep my customers comfortable.
And when it comes to family, I would do anything for love.
I'd fix just about anything.
You know I would do anything for you. I won't do that.
But you won't do that.
At Absolute Comfort, I'll do whatever it takes to keep you comfortable.
Every journey starts with a dream, and all dreams come with a price. Saving is an uphill climb, but with goals, determination, and the right partner, there's no dream you can't reach. No peak is too high. Bank of Utah provides all the tools and support I need and is with me every step of the way. So what are you waiting for? Start your journey with Bank of Utah today.
Dave Grant has proudly served the community for over 50 years, getting what you need, where you need it, when you need it, encapsulates our mission to deliver reliable and timely service. Contact us at 801-394-1621 or at www.granttrucking.com.
Welcome back from the break. Tonight's broadcast is presented on the Home Team Network for live video streaming, on YouTube for audio-only coverage, and on 88.9 FM for In the Park Radio.
Oh, we head to the bottom of the third. Great Falls leads Ogden 7-3. Raptors 2 runs in the first and 1 in the second. Great Falls 2 runs in the first, 2 in the second, and 3 in the third. First pitch to Bradley Pell. It's a called strike. It's the third inning of work for right-hander Colin Murphy, the Great Falls starter. Pell left-handed hitter, slightly open stance. Raptors looking for a comeback bid. Ogden statistically is the best offensive club in the Pioneer League. Swing and a miss. That was 82 miles an hour from Murphy. And the Great Falls right-hander has done a good job getting his off-speed stuff over for a strike. Lane's on deck to be followed up by Kyler Stancato. And Pell lifts one foul, third base side. It's going to slice out of play and hits an empty green seat. As a lot of the fans have decided to find some shelter. Here at Lindquist Field, a lot of people in the shade. As a fan comes away with a souvenir. Outfield straight away. So is the infield. Third baseman giving a little bit of the third base line to Pell. Next pitch that misses outside. Pell normally a pull hitter, but he will from time to time spray the ball around to the left side. Raptors have been very successful offensively with 10 or more runs in 10 of their last 12 games. Bouncing ball towards second. Up with it is Blazek. He fires to first, and there's one away. 4-3 for keeping score. I'll bring up Carmine Lane, who flew out to the right fielder, Tommy Spett. On this date in baseball in 1990, the National League announced an expansion to begin play of the 1993 season, where the Colorado Rockies and Florida Marlins came into existence. Florida Marlins obviously turned into the Miami Marlins as the time clock has malfunctioned. Lane, the right-handed hitter, he's set to face Colin Murphy for the second time this afternoon. And the first pitch, that's a called strike on the inside corner. On this date in 1974 featured one of the crazier games in Major League history, and a game that we would never see in today's brand of baseball. Next pitch to Lane, swing and a miss. Counts 0-2. On this date in 1974, Nolan Ryan struck out 19 Red Sox batters in 13 innings, including striking out Cecil Cooper 6 times to help the Angels to a 4-3 victory over the Boston Red Sox. That game went 15 innings. Next pitch to Lane, bounces in the dirt, counts 1-2. In that game, Ryan not only had 19 strikeouts in 13 innings, he also walked 10 batters and allowed 8 hits. Ryan faced 58 batters that game and had to have thrown well over 200 pitches. You would never, ever again see that. Next pitch misses outside, counts now 2-2. That's like 2 games worth of batters that Nolan Ryan saw that day. He did not get a complete game and didn't get a victory. He got a no decision for his efforts. Louis Tiant, the Red Sox starter, worked all 14 1/3 innings for the Red Sox, facing 56 batters as Lane slices one foul first base side. You talk about a different era. That was it. Louis Tiant of the Red Sox working 14 1/3 innings. Nolan Ryan threw over 200 pitches in 13 1/3 innings, striking out 19 and walking 10, allowed 8 hits. The 2-2 to Lane, that's fisted foul, first base side and out of play. I don't know if you've seen the movie Bull Durham, but remember in Ebby Calvin LaLucia's professional debut, he struck out 18 and walked 18. You know how they protect young arms these days. Can you imagine if that happened today? The outcry. The 2-2 to Lane is a breaking ball. Good take by Lane as that one missed outside. Murphy's got a few Raptors hitters to chase on that outside pitch, which looks like a slider. I mean, you think about how many pitches Ebby Calvin LaLucia had to have thrown. 18 strikeouts, 18 walks. The 3-2 to Lane is a line drive to right field, and it's going to be caught by the second baseman Blazek for the second out. Well, I thought that ball was hit a little bit harder than it was, as it just hit off the end of the bat a little bit, and Blazek was able to roam out towards shallow right field to make an over-the-shoulder catch. So I'll bring up Kyler Stancato, who singled and stole a base in the first inning. Stancato is 14 for 33 on the year. And he is 4 for his last 6 at the plate. First pitch is a called strike. We haven't had a scoreless inning so far today. Murphy's looking to put up a 0 on the scoreboard. Raptors, for the second straight day, is unfortunately going to have to play catch-up. Ogden's won 3 of the first 5 games of this series. Stancato bounces one up the middle, and it gets past Murphy and through to center field for a base hit. So that's the second hit of the afternoon for Stancato, who stays hot. So I'll bring up Gio Ferraro. Ferraro was a strikeout victim in the first. I think we'll talk with a Raptors player in the 4th inning. I know it's Myles Garrett's birthday. He did work 2 innings last night. He might be sitting in the Raptors bullpen, but not sure if he's going to play. I'd love to talk to Myles on his birthday if we get a shot. Talk with the Great Falls manager, Sean Rapay, in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch of Ferraro is a bouncing ball to second. Up with it is Blazek. He'll underhand toss to second to force out Stancato. So that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit. There was 1 left. We're through 3 complete. Great Falls leads Ogden 7-3. This is the Raptors Baseball Network.
GCB Computers. Refurbished, reliable, and ready to go. the computer you need at the price you can afford.
From the humble beginnings of Lael Bowman and Mel Kemp, the company has grown into a large steel facility supplying structural steel, reinforcing steel, and basement window systems.
At the Prairie Schooner, you can dine in a covered wagon next to an open prairie fire while enjoying our delicious hand-cut steaks, fresh seafood, and signature desserts. Our indoor recreation of the American Pioneer West provides a great atmosphere for intimate dinners, special events, and large banquets. Check out our menu at prairieschoonerrestaurant.com or call us at 801-392-2712 to reserve your table today.
At GCB Computers, we specialize in high-quality, refurbished computers that save you money without sacrificing performance. We believe in use it before you buy it. Come into our showroom, power up your future computer, and test it out yourself so you can buy with confidence. Visit GCB Computers online at www.gcbcomputers.com or call 385-515-1797. That's GCB Computers, the computer you need at a price you can afford.
We head to the top of the fourth inning. Great Falls leads Ogden 7-3. Ballista's first pitch. That's a line drive to right field. It's going to get down for a base hit off the bat of Aiden Redahan. Now we're joined by Friday night's hero, Tyler Gannis, who had the big single that drove in two as the Raptors came away with the 10-9 victory. Tyler, how was that moment for you getting the base hit there late in Friday night's game that obviously turned out to be the game winner?
You guys for having me. Unbelievable. I mean, that's why you play baseball is, for those moments. I was just grateful to have, the opportunity that's about to come up and, try to do some damage. But, the guys before me set the table. That was a team win through and through, and just grateful to be here and definitely a special moment.
What was your experience like at the college level? I know you played with a couple different colleges, but what was your experiences like not only at Oregon but Northwestern over the last 5 years?
It was fantastic. I think I was really lucky to have an incredible student-athlete experience throughout my entire college career. Oregon for 3 years, Northwestern for 2. Wouldn't trade it for the world. I have relationships that are going to last me a lifetime, incredible memories. And yeah, that's really all I can say about it is anyone out there, it's a young kid watching, especially ball players or any athletes, man, going to college and playing a sport is amazing. And it's so worth the grind. And I just wanted to shout out any young athletes out there.
We're about a month into the season. What's your experience been like so far here in Ogden?
It's been tremendous, man. I didn't really know what to expect, to be honest. Haven't lived in Utah before, but got reached out to by Dave Baggett, actually on social media. A crazy story. In February, I was retired at the time, and he was like, "Hey, we'd love to have you." He introduced me to Evan, and the rest is history. So just super grateful to be here. It's an awesome group of guys. It's been a lot of fun.
I understand you're a musician. How's that career going for you?
It's great. It's a fun little side gig. I studied classical piano growing up, did a lot of competitions, musical theater. I was a professional actor growing up, so the arts is a big part of my life. Grateful to be signed to a label in Los Angeles called DFRNT. Shout out to Pat and Nico and all those guys back home. Just grateful to be able to pursue multiple passions and kind of do it when I want. Obviously, baseball is the number one thing, and so when I have the time to do it, obviously it's a really fun escape, and just grateful to pursue a lot of different passions.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Kyle Schmack, runner at first, 1 out. I know your birthday's coming up on Thursday. Got any special plans for Thursday?
Hopefully get a Raptors win, man.
Can't think of a better way to celebrate your birthday. I don't know if there's going to be much that can top what happened on Friday night, but hopefully this upcoming Thursday will be pretty good for you.
Absolutely.
Runner foul ball as Wilkinson just couldn't find a way to the sun certainly is a factor on any fly ball. And it drops. One on, one out. Here in the top of the fourth, Tyler Gannis. Thanks for spending some time with us here on the top of the fourth.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
That's Tyler Gannis, the multi-talented performer for the Raptors. He's a guy that can play many positions. We've seen him play first base. He can play just about any spot in the outfield. Played with a couple different big colleges, Oregon and Northwestern, and he's a multi-talented person on and off the field. A musician, very interesting guy, and I know the Raptors are certainly thrilled to have him. The 2-2 swing and a miss as Kyle Schmack goes down for the second time this afternoon. He's now 1 for 3 on the evening. So to recap what's happened so far in the top of the fourth, Aiden Redahan singled to right field. Will Rogers flew out to the second center fielder, Colson Lawrence, and Schmack strikes out on a 2-2 pitch. So there's 1 on, 2 outs for Tommy Specht. First pitch to Specht, the left-handed hitter, is a fly ball to center field. It's going to stay in the ballpark as Lawrence battles his son, and he makes a catch over his left shoulder to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit. There was 1 left. We're through 3.5. Great Falls leads Ogden 7-3. This is the Raptors Baseball Network.
Whatever you do, don't drop the ball at the Raptor Stadium. And we don't want to let you drop the ball for your insurance. We want to make sure that you have the proper coverage and the best price. Here at the Insurance Center, we're going to take care of you. We've had a great relationship with the Raptors, and we want to have a great relationship with you. Your auto, your home, your life, your health, your business. We have experts that are there to take care of you. We've been doing this for a long time. We are your trusted choice insurance agency here locally. We are the only best practice insurance agency north of Salt Lake. Realize that we're going to take the best care of you. Give us a call, 801-622-2626. Look us up online, www.insurancecenterut.com. We're here to take care of you and hit the ball out of the park.
Dave Grant has proudly served the community for over 50 years, getting what you need, where you need it, when you need it, encapsulates our mission to deliver reliable and timely service. Contact us at 801-394-1621 or at www.granttrucking.com.
Windward Electric is the foremost commercial and industrial electrical contractor in the Intermountain West. We value relationships as we strive to provide exceptional experiences for our clients. Call 801-648-7270 for a quote or visit windwardelectric.com today.
We're having a fun afternoon here at Lindquist Field. Great Falls leads Ogden 7-3. 7, 8, and 9 hitters do up for Ogden in the bottom of the fourth as we're joined by Great Falls manager Sean Rapay, who's in his 3rd season with the club. The first pitch is outside to Sebastian Greinko. Well, Sean, 4 stolen bases so far this afternoon, 75 for the Voyagers so far this season. How important has speed been to your guys' attack so far this season?
It's been really important to us. I mean, I know we've been, that first game we've kind of preached to our guys. It's kind of a unicorn to hit 8 out in a game. It just doesn't happen much, and we don't need to try to do it again. For us, it's always about just get on first base and utilize our strength, which is our speed. 1 through 9 for us. We always want guys to go ahead and try their best to steal. I don't care who it is. Our catchers run well. Our first baseman runs well. All of our outfielders run well. So we got to utilize that.
I know Zach Blazek's a local guy from the area, went to Salt Lake Community College, and he hit that big 3-run homer in the 3rd inning. What's he meant to you guys so far this season?
He stepped up in the best way possible. I mean, early in the year, our shortstop Trey Cruz went down with a wrist injury. Zach was always somebody we had our eyes on even last season. And, we didn't select him in the midseason draft last year. When Trey went down, we decided to go and call Zach, and it was immediate. Yes, he got in his car, drove immediately up, and he's made such a really, really positive impact on our ball club. So we're happy to have him here.
For Colin Murphy, he's been a pretty good strikeout pitcher so far this year. What have you seen from him so far today?
He's been able to spin the slider pretty well so far today, and change his speeds pretty well. He's got a lot of different pitches to work with, but command has been pretty good so far today. So hopefully he continues on that trend.
After this game, you guys are home for 3 games against the Glacier Range Riders. What are you hoping for later on in this game, besides a victory that you guys want to accomplish here in the next 4.5 innings or so?
I think just to continue to have good at-bats, good approaches at the plate, continue to fill up the strike zone and challenge your hitters. And, I think that needs to leak into our next series here. And we'll be, we should be good. I mean, we see Glacier, it seems like 45 times a season, and I know I'm exaggerating when I say that, but I know out here in the West Side, you guys see probably the same group over and over again of some other teams, and I'm sure we're a fresh face at times, but man, in 3 years, I've seen Glacier more times than I'm happy about, probably. But at the end of the day, we kind of know what that looks like because we've played them 9 times already this season.
With the way baseball schedules are, you can see them as much as you see your own family.
Definitely more. Definitely more than in baseball season. I can promise you that.
Thanks for joining us. Good luck the rest of the way.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
That's Sean Rapay, the third-year Great Falls manager. The Voyagers will be on the road against Glacier Ranger, or they're going to be home against Glacier the next 3 days. Fly ball by Colson Lawrence towards Raptors Ridge is high, deep, and out of here. Home run for Colson Lawrence over Raptors Ridge, 391 feet, as he cuts into the Great Falls lead, as it's now a 7-4 game. For Lawrence, that's his 5th home run this season and 26th RBI. As he just lofted it right over Raptors Ridge. Got a little bit of help from a little bit of a breeze that's blowing out to right center field. Earlier on in the inning, Sebastian Greinko, the first hitter, bounced out to the first baseman, Redahan, 3 unassisted, and Lawrence, the second hitter of the inning, hits a home run over Raptors Ridge. And now that brings up Dylan Wilkinson, who singled and scored in the second inning. So it's now the Voyagers 7 and the Raptors 4. Murphy comes set and delivers. And that's a fly ball to right field near the foul line, but it looks like it's going to hook foul. Had home run distance. In fact, it was 403 feet. But just couldn't find the accuracy, as it is just a strike. Wilkinson will crowd the plate. He's already been hit by a pitch 3 times in this series. He's got an on-base percentage of close to 500. Next pitch. That one misses low. So the count, we believe, is 2-1 to Dylan Wilkinson. So Great Falls after today, they will be hosting the Glacier Range Riders, then they head back to the road. Next pitch, that one misses outside. Counts now 3-1. As I mentioned, they'll be at the Glacier. They'll host the Glacier Range Riders for 3 games. Then they'll be at Billings for 3, followed up by a 3-game series against Idaho Falls. Then they head back to Ogden for a 3-game set, June 26th, 27th, 28th. Next pitch misses for ball 4. So Wilkinson walks, and that will bring up Chase Valentine as we head back to the top of the order. So Raptors are looking for another crooked number, as Valentine struck out in the first inning and had an RBI double in the second. As we're hanging out in the bottom of the 4th, 7-4, both teams have 7 hits. Great Falls in front. Valentine earlier this season had a game where he hit a 480-foot home run. He's a guy that can hit him as far as any Raptor, and he's certainly been entertaining to watch. Played in the Padres organization for 4 years. And I got to imagine he's going to be an affiliate ball here pretty soon. Versatile performer that can play all over the diamond. Raptors are back to the top of the order, and they've had some success there, obviously, with the top 3 spots. Valentine with a double today. Cole Jordan had a double in the first inning, and Bradley Pell also had a double in the first inning. Each of the top 3 hitters in the order are 1 for 2 on the afternoon. First pitch to Valentine is lifted foul. He got jammed a little bit, and it goes out of play. After today, the Raptors continue their homestand with a 3-game set against Red Pocket Mobiles, who I think are still managed by Dimitri Young, the former 2-time Major League All-Star. And his pitching coach is the former Major League veteran left-hander Ray King. Next pitch to Valentine misses inside, counts 1-1. It's a 3-game series against Red Pocket, and then Ogden goes on the road for a 6-game set against the Boise Hawks. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, followed up by an off day, and then 3 more in Boise. Valentine flies one to center field and deep. That one's high, deep, and gone! Chase Valentine hits a 431 feet home run And he's cut into the lead some more. It's now 7-6. That was 105 miles an hour off the bat, 431 feet. That's home run number 5 on the season for Valentine. It's his second extra base hit of the night. Raptors have put a 3 spot on the board here in the bottom of the 4th, and they're looking for some more. RBIs number 26 and 27 for Valentine, who now has 3 ribbies on the afternoon. I'll bring up Cole Jordan. First pitch is a called strike. So it's now a 7-6 game, as the Raptors put up a 3 spot here in the bottom of the 4th, and they're looking for more. Raptors have scored 10 or more runs in 11 of their last 12 games, as Jordan swings and misses on a pitch out of the zone. Nobody warming up in the bullpen for Great Falls, as they're looking for a little bit of length from Colin Murphy. Jordan, the third-year Raptor, of the red bat. The 0-2 in the dirt, but Jordan couldn't help himself as he's a strikeout victim. And that is the second out here in the bottom of the 4th. Jordan now 1 for 3 on the afternoon. And I'll bring up Bradley Pell. He had a double in the first inning. And is also grounded out to the second baseman, Blazek. So he's 1 for 2. Pell slightly open stance. We've got ourselves an entertaining game so far. First pitch to Pell is bounced back up the middle, and it's through for a base hit. So Pell's now 2 for 3, and that brings up Carmine Lane. All the games in the Pioneer League so far this afternoon, this is by far the most entertaining. We've seen a ton of entertaining games so far in this series, including Friday night's game where Ogden scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th on the Tyler Gannis 2-run single. We talked with Gannis in the top of the 4th inning about that moment. Lane, the right-handed hitter, 0 for 2 today. First pitch lifted towards the right field bullpen, and it's going to go out of play beyond O-Town for strike 1. Top of the 7th inning, the Glacier Range Riders have a 2-0 lead at Billings. Bottom of the 1st, Oakland leads Missoula 4-0. Top of the 6th, Idaho Falls leads Boise 2-1. Raptors are looking for losses on teams above them in the standings. Next pitch to Lane's a breaking ball, and that's down for a ball. Counts 1-1. Long Beach is 19-4 this year. Billings is in second place at 17-5. Boise is in third place at 15-8. Glacier Range Riders are in 4th with a record of 14-9. Ogden's in a tie for 5th. Next pitch, breaking ball inside. Counts now 2-1. Ogden right now is tied with Missoula for 5th place in the Pioneer League, as both teams are 13-10. Great Falls comes into play with a record of 8-15. Murphy checks Pell at first and delivers to the plate. Pell takes off. Pitch is a ball. Throw down to second, and Pell safe. Boy, the Voyagers can't believe it. Everybody was walking towards the dugout. Sean Rapay walks out of the dugout on the first base side. He's going to walk over to the second base umpire as, boy, if I'm honest about it, it looked like Pell was out, but it was a high tag. Rapay is going to argue the case. You don't have replay challenges in the Pioneer League, as Rapay has his say, and he's going to walk slowly back to the dugout. It was a close play. It was a high tag on Pell, and according to base umpire Dylan Collins, Pell slid in safely. That's his 4th stolen base of the year. He's at second. 3-1 to Carmine Lane. Next pitch is fouled back to the screen, and the count goes full. Lane in an RBI situation. He had 21 ribbies. He's got 21 RBIs so far this season. Last year, Lane had 88 RBIs, which ranked second on the club. The 3-2. That's low, ball 4. So Lane walks. It's the second walk of this inning. And it's also the second walk issued by Colin Murphy. So Kyler Stancondo's in an RBI situation, and he's been about as hot as any Raptor over the last couple days. 2 singles today, also has a stolen base. He has 5 of his last 7 at the plate. First pitch misses low for ball 1. Great Falls 7, Ogden 6. Raptors are looking to find a way to either tie it up or take a lead. Outfield playing deep and straight away. Next pitch to Stancato misses high. We're only in the bottom of the 4th inning, but we've seen a game's worth of action. Wouldn't have it any other way. Exciting brand of baseball. Make sure to make some plans to come on out to Lindquist Field the rest of this season. The 2-0 to Stancato, get me over breaking ball. That's a strike. When a 2-0 count, Stancato probably was thinking fastball and was just going to look at anything else, any of the other pitches. And a pretty good breaking ball by Murphy. The 2-1, that one's outside. Nobody warming up in the Great Falls bullpen as they're looking for a little bit of length from Colin Murphy. Both teams will be off tomorrow. Murphy comes set, both runners with a good lead. First baseman Radahan's not holding on lane. Next pitch misses low, and it's a 5-pitch walk to Kyler Stancato. So back-to-back walks, and the third walk issued in this inning. The bases are now loaded for Gio Ferraro. So action really heating up as our Montana Mountain man, Chuck Shirley, the pitching coach, is going to go out and talk with Colin Murphy. Some finals coming across Major League Baseball on this Sunday afternoon in mid-June. Let's go over the finals. Royals defeat the Astros 4-0. Mets get an 8-1 victory over the Braves. Nationals defeat the Mariners 10-1. Padres over the Orioles 5-2. Tim Broussard's Miami Marlins got a 4-2 victory over the Pirates, and Tim wanted to make sure to let everybody know that he did not dance shirtless in the GCB Computers broadcast booth. He kept his shirt on, but he was certainly happy about the Marlins' victory, and that came against Pirates star Paul Skeens. Bottom of the 5th inning, Giants lead the Cubs 3-0. Brewers have a 4-0 lead, bottom of the 8th against the Phillies. White Sox in the top of the 9th have a 6-3 lead over the Dodgers. An important sequence here, bottom of the 4th, bases loaded, 2 outs. Gio Ferraro at the plate as Chuck Shirley, the Montana Mountain man, returns to the first base dugout. First pitch to Ferraro is a line drive towards right center field, and it's going to get down for a base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes Lane. He scores. Chugging around third, Stancato. He gets the go around. He slides head first at the plate. It's a 3 RBI double for Gio Ferraro, and it's now a 9-7 Ogden lead. Ferraro clears the bases with 1 swing. 101 miles an hour off the bat as he lined it towards Raptors Ridge. Lane scored easily for the second run, and Stancato chugged around third, and he scored on a head-first slide at the plate. So for Gio Ferraro, that's RBIs 29, 30, and 31 on the season. Sebastian Greiko, the hitter. He has bounced out to the first baseman, Radahan, twice. First pitch to Greiko is low for ball 1. The plate umpire was pointing towards right field. But the pitch did miss well low. The 1-0 is a pop-up third base side, and that is tailing towards the Raptors bullpen. And the third baseman lost it in the sun, and it drops foul. Swenda couldn't see it. At this time of day, any ball in the air to the left side is going to be an adventure. Swenda had it drop behind him in the Raptors bullpen. So what an inning for the Raptors. As Greiko led off the 4th inning with the ground ball to first. He is the 10th hitter for Ogden here in the bottom of the 4th. So the Raptors have batted around. Colson Lawrence with a home run. It was a solo shot. Chase Valentine with a 2-run homer over the center field wall. And a 3 RBI double for Gio Ferraro as the 3 big hits in the inning. Greiko fouls one out of play, and that's going to land in the seats 4 rows behind the Raptors dugout. As a fan comes away with a souvenir. Tons of fun, exciting action here at Lindquist Field. Make sure to make some plans to come on out later this week to see the Raptors take on the Red Pocket Mobiles. And then the Great Falls Voyagers come back to town for a 3-game series in late June, June 26th, 27th, and 28th. Right goes, swings and misses to retire the side. But the Raptors score 6 runs in the bottom of the fourth, led by a 3 RBI double from Gio Ferraro and a 2-run homer from Chase Valentine. Colson Lawrence also homered. It's Ogden 9, Great Falls 7. This is the Raptors Baseball Network.
I had a couple of friends that had come here, and they said that the education from the instructors was just really great. It was kind of between Davis Tech and here, and I decided to pick here because of the instructors. I've always loved hair, nail, and skin and all of those things, so I just thought it was a perfect career opportunity to be able to make my own schedule and do what I love. I really love doing men's haircuts, so that's probably my favorite. That, and then just coloring's fun because you get to experiment and kind of create new things, which is always fun. It's fun because they're like our instructors and they teach us lots, but they've always become like our friends, and they're always like motivating us to do new things and challenging us and like really care about us individually and like what's going on in our lives at home, what's going on in our life at school, and they're just very compassionate towards us. I would say 100% do it, even if you're kind of on the edge, because you meet a lot of new friends, you make great relationships, and then it's just fun. You learn a lot of like life skills as well, which is great, but it's just overall a great program. I'm Callie Rasmussen, and I'm a cosmetology student here at OTEC.
This broadcast is the exclusive property of the Ogden Raptors Baseball Club and the Pioneer Baseball League. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, reproduction, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Ogden Raptors and the Pioneer Baseball League is strictly prohibited.
All right, we're having a fun one here at Lindquist Field as we're in the top of the 5th inning. Ogden leads Great Falls 9-7. Jose Ballista on the mound against Anthony Swenda. 5, 6, and 7 hitters for Great Falls. First pitch is a ball. The second one is a called strike at 88 miles an hour, so the count's 1-1. Swenda's walked twice. He has 26 walks on the season, one of the more patient hitters in the Pioneer League. Ballista comes set and delivers. That one is fisted foul, first base side, now to play. Ton of fun action, and of course, offense is usually the name of the game in the Pioneer League, and today's no different. Right-hander starting to loosen up in the bullpen for the Raptors, and I believe it's right-hander Dylan Gardner. Gardner, when he was at Arizona State, was a teammate of Will Rogers, who's hitting second for Great Falls this afternoon. The 1-2, swing and a miss. And Swenda goes down. 19th time he struck out this season. And I'll bring up Trey Cruz. Cruz is 0 for 2 this afternoon. A lot of fans have decided to find some shade. It's 83 degrees here at Lindquist Field, top of the 5th inning. Cruz, left-handed hitter, open stance. 0 for 2 today, but he's had a pretty good series. First pitch from Ballista, misses low for ball 1. Right-hander loosening up for Great Falls in the bullpen. So action across both bullpens here in the 5th. Next pitch is foul, third base side now to play over the roof. My car's in no danger as of right now. Although if Valentine hits one over the left field wall, I certainly will be concerned. Or any player for that matter. Ballista comes, says he gets the sign from Wilkinson. Ballista says yes. Sets waist high and deals. That one misses. Counts 2-1. 5th inning check of the defensive alignment. Kyler Stancado's in left. Colson Lawrence in center. Bradley Pell in right. The infield from left to right. Carmine Lane in third. Chase Valentine at short. Cole Jordan at second. Gio Ferrara at first. The 2-1 misses outside. Battery of Dylan Wilkinson catching, and on the mound is Jose Ballista. Second pitcher used by the Raptors today. Parker McMahon got the start, and he worked 2 1/3 innings, giving up 5 hits, 6 runs, all of them earned. He walked 4 and struck out 1. McMahon made 65 pitches, and 30 of them were strikes. The 3-1 to Cruz. And that one misses out. Oh, it's a called strike. Cruz didn't believe it. Dropped his bat. Great Falls has one challenge left, but Cruz isn't going to use it. So the count is full. Augie has got a water bottle as he's walking up the stairs. This is a tough day for a dinosaur like Augie. I got to imagine Augie's going to drop about 5 pounds today in that suit. Outfield straight away, as is the case with the infield. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And a kick in the pitch. And that's a line drive to right field, and it gets down for a base hit. Good piece of hitting by Trey Cruz. It was a low pitch. It was in the zone at 80 miles an hour. Cruz had a 5-hit game earlier in this series, and he's now 1 for 3 this afternoon. So I'll bring up the local boy, Zach Blazek, who had a 3-run homer in the 3rd inning. Blazek from Park City, Utah, went to Salt Lake Community College. And then after he was at SLCC, played his college ball elsewhere, and he flies one to left field. It's going to stay in the ballpark. Stancato makes the catch for the 2nd out. Blazek played at Montana State for 3 years, from 2023 through 2025. He flew out to Stancato for the 2nd out. So runner at first, 2 outs for Blake Wilhoit. Wilhoit singled in the 2nd and walked in the 3rd. He's officially 1 for 1 at the plate today and 3 for 12 on the season. First pitch misses outside for ball 1. I believe in the 6th inning, we'll talk with Joe Traub, who worked with the Raptors from 2016 through 2019. He currently works with the Albuquerque Isotopes, AAA affiliate of the Colorado Rockies. Next pitch is a called strike at 90 miles an hour. That's about as hard as we'll see Ballista throw. In the bottom of the 5th inning, it'll be Colson Lawrence, Dylan Wilkinson, and Chase Valentine, 8-9-1 hitters. The 1-1 is a called strike. Ballista took something off that one at 84 miles an hour. Raptors will be home Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday against Red Poncho Mobiles. Then they'll be on the road 6 games against Boise. Make sure to make some plans late June, early July for a big series against the Boise Hawks. The 1-2, and that's in the dirt. Flips into the air. Wilkinson gloves it and fires the 2nd and gets Cruz by 2 steps. Boy, the ball just kind of flipped into the air. Wilkinson was able to catch it. Cruz took off for 2nd, and Wilkinson fired a missile to get Cruz out and retire the side. So Will Hoyt will be the leadoff hitter in the top of the 6th. We're halfway through the scheduled 9-inning affair, and Ogden leads Great Falls 9-7. This is the Raptors Baseball Network.
GCB Computers. Refurbished, reliable, and ready to go. The computer you need at the price you can afford.
Raptor fans, Tara Carney, your local Allstate insurance agent, wants you to know you are always in good hands with Allstate. They can help with all your insurance needs, from protecting your auto and property to your family's future with life and financial services and everything in between. Give Tara a call at 801-606-4547 or email her at tara@allstate.com for a free quote. You can even stop by her office on the corner of 20th and Washington. And remember, you're always in good hands with Allstate.
There is no substitute for experience. Windward Electric is the foremost complete commercial and industrial electrical contractor in the Intermountain West. We're committed to excellence, integrity, accountability, and professionalism. We cherish our legacy and value relationships as we strive to provide electrical projects with exceptional experiences for our clients. Call 801-648-7270 for a quote, or visit windwardelectric.com today.
We're on the bottom of the 5th inning. Ogden leads Great Falls 9-7. We're joined, I believe, out in O-Town by Ryan Wiggle. Oh, Ryan, how are things going?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
What's the environment like down there around O-Town? Everybody having a good time down there?
Everybody always have a good time down here at the O-Town Beach Club. My favorite part of the stadium. Come down here, sit in the sun, watch some baseball. Cole Jordan and the boys taking on the Voyagers today. It's a pretty good day today.
How long have you been coming to Raptors games?
Basically my whole life. Started with my dad and stuff down at Fort Benaventura. And now me and my wife and kids come here all the time. So many years.
What's your favorite feature of the ballpark? I know you're down there in O-Town. You probably love that area. And, you know, got a new scoreboard out in left field. What else do you love about this ballpark?
Scoreboard looks pretty nice this year. Me and my wife just set up a couple of luxury suites down here up at the beach club. Got a nice little couching view. It's nice.
Hey, can't beat that. You got a pretty good seat. Great spot to see all the action. You know, any specific memories that stand out in your time as a Raptors fan?
Back in the day at Fort Benaventura, my brother got to do like a dinosaur run around the outfield. They used to have some different colored dinosaurs, and he won that. So that was my best earliest memory of the Raptors here.
Well, Ryan Wiggle, thanks for joining.
And then the drag queens. If we could bring back the drag queens, that'd be great.
I'd be for that as well. Well, thanks for joining us, Ryan.
It is Pride Month.
Hey, thanks for joining
Happy
us, Ryan.
birthday, Trump. Let's go.
That's Ryan Wiggle. Thanks for joining us on this sunny Sunday afternoon. He's got one of the best seats in the house out there in O Club, and he's certainly enjoying everything as Colson Lawrence was a strikeout victim here to begin the bottom of the fifth. Dylan Wilkinson's the second batter. One out, nobody on here in the bottom of the fifth. First pitch from Murphy is a fly ball towards left center field, and it's going to get down for a base hit. Rounding first, heading for second is Jordan. He gets a stand-up double, and that is another double for the Raptors. It's their fourth of the afternoon and 79th of the season. It is a new pitcher for the Voyagers here in the bottom of the fifth. As Colin Murphy worked the first 4 innings, it's Landon Smitty on the mound. Smitty, a native of Knoxville, Tennessee, played with the Joliet Slammers in the Frontier League previously. 24 years old, 6'1", and 6 feet, 225 pounds. Smitty, the Knoxville native, sporting a beard. First pitch to Chase Valentine's a swing and a miss. Valentine hit a 439-foot home run in the bottom of the fourth. As the Raptors batted around, they scored 6 times in the bottom of the fourth, and they now lead 9-7. Smitty checks the runner. Wilkinson at second. Pitch to the plate, misses inside. Counts 1-1. For Landon Smitty, it's his 9th appearance this season. Has a 2-1 record with a 4.80 earned run average. Next pitch to Valentine's a line drive, left center field, and it gets down for a base hit and rolls all the way to the wall. Wilkinson scores easily. Valentine chugging to second. It's another double for Valentine, his second of the afternoon and 17th of the year, and it's an RBI to make it a 10-7 game. So back-to-back doubles for the Raptors here in the 5th inning. 5th double for Ogden this afternoon and 80th of the year. So the Raptors score for their 4th separate inning. 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second, 6 in the fourth, and already 1 here in the bottom of the 5th, looking for more. That brings up Cole Jordan. What a fun brand of baseball we've seen this afternoon. Jordan smacks one back up the middle. Smitty gets on one hop, fires to first, and that's the second out. Advancing to third is Valentine. So that brings up Bradley Pell. Pell doubled in the first inning, bounced out to the second baseman in the third, and he also singled and stole a base in the fourth. So he's 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. 10-7 Raptors. We have a football score. Pell swings and misses on the first pitch from Landon Smitty. S-M-I-D-D-Y. You know, if your last name is Smith, usually Smitty would be your nickname. Eric Kelleher supplying some Pepsi products into the GCB Computers broadcast booth. Next pitch to Pell is a called strike. Counts 0-2. We love that Lindquist Field has Pepsi products, including my favorite beverage of choice, which is a Mountain Dew. The 0-2 to Pell is a looper to right field and gets down for a base hit. Valentine scores easily as Pell gets an RBI to make it an 11-7 game. So the Raptors continue to roll offensively. 11 runs in the first 5 innings. They have now scored 10 or more runs in 12 of their last 13 games. And the only game that they failed to score 10 over this 2-week stretch was a 6-5 victory earlier this week against Great Falls. Lane the batter. First pitch from Smitty is a called strike, and that was a blazer at 92 miles an hour. So Smitty's a guy that can certainly bring it. Sporting a beard, kind of a burly frame. The 0-1 to Lane. That's a fastball blazer at 93 miles an hour, and it's outside. So Raptors have been doubles machines here. Trying to count all the doubles. Might be up to 6. Next pitch. That one misses. They had 2 doubles in the first inning. Ferraro had that 3 RBI double in the 4th. That's what broke things open. And 2 doubles here in the 5th. So 5 doubles for Ogden. Lane bounces one towards short. It's a slow hop. Third baseman comes up with it, fires it wide. Rounding third is Pell. He's going to come to the plate. The ball rolls towards the Great Falls bullpen, and standing up safely and easily is Pell to score the Raptors' 12th run. As Carmine Lane bounced a slow one towards short, Swenda came up with the ball, cutting across the shortstop Cruz, fired it wide. So he believed that Lane's going to get a base hit. He held up at first. Pell came around to score. There's going to be an error to allow Pell to score. And on the wide throw, it should be an E5. It's 12-7, Ogden in front. They've got 3 runs here in the bottom of the 5th, looking for more. As Stancato's the hitter. First pitch is bounced towards short. Up with it is Cruz. He'll toss a second for the force out to retire the side. But the Raptors score 3 more times here in the 5th inning and through 5 complete. It's Ogden 12, Great Falls 7. This is the Raptors Baseball Network.
GCB Computers. Refurbished, reliable, and ready to go. The computer you need at the price you can afford.
Are you okay? You seem upset. Turns out you were right. Our car was breaking down and we did need a new one with a loan from America First Credit Union. Me saying there was no hurry and to wait was wrong. Hey, on the bright side, we got to meet Huey.
Get your money working with our low-rate auto loans, now with no payments for 90 days.
Welcome back from the break. Tonight's broadcast is presented on the Home Team Network for live video streaming, on YouTube for audio-only coverage, and on 88.9 FM for In the Park Radio.
Welcome back to Lindquist Field as we head into the top of the 6th inning. Raptors lead the Voyagers 12-7. Tyson Whiting here, joined by Joe Traub, who works for the Albuquerque Isotopes. He's hanging out this week. He worked for the Ogden Raptors for 4 years, from 2016 through 2019. First pitch from Ballista misses outside. 8-9-1 hitters for Great Falls here in the top of the 6th. Joe, there's some interesting connections between the Raptors and the Albuquerque Isotopes, and one involved last year's Raptors opening day starter, Bryson Van Sickle.
For sure.
Fly ball towards the Raptors bullpen. It's down for a foul ball. Counts 1-1 to Blake Wilhoit.
Well, thanks for having me on, Tyson. Yeah, Bryson Van Sickle, who was the Pac-12 Pitcher of the Year when he was with Utah in 2024, pitched, signed an independent contract to pitch for Ogden last year, was the opening day starter, did really well in a few outings, and quickly enough snatched up by the Colorado Rockies on a minor league deal and pitched in their organization in a few stops.
Bouncing ball towards third. Up with it is Lane. Twirls, fires to first, and there's one away. Good play by Carmine Lane, as he's had himself a pretty good game in the field. What an exciting brand of baseball you've seen this week, as just about every game has had quite a few twists and turns. The Raptors, with that big 6-run fourth inning, have kind of blown things here open here with a 12-7 lead.
Well, one thing I always say, we talked about it last night, actually, there's no such thing as a safe lead in the Pioneer League. I mean, we've seen crazy games all year, and especially this week, the Raptors and Voyagers just trading blow after blow.
First pitch to Vincent Temesbury is a called strike. It's going to be challenged by Temesbury. Remember, Great Falls has just one challenge left, and after this pitch, they might have none. It's a confirmed strike, so Great Falls is now out of challenges. In Major League Baseball, they're crazy about the challenge system, but if you watch the minor leagues, it's kind of an old hat, as we've seen it over the last handful of years.
It's just business as usual, but in the big leagues, it's make a big kerfuffle about it, especially Jazz Chisholm Jr.
That's right. Pitch down the middle, he'll challenge anything. Fly ball right field as Pell battles his son and makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the 6th.
Funny story, I actually saw one of Jazz Chisholm's first professional games when he was playing for the Missoula Osprey here in Ogden about 10 years ago. Gerardo Chisholm Jr., as he was known at the time.
I remember in the early 2000s when the Raptors were affiliated with the Milwaukee Brewers. Prince Fielder and a few others were here. I think J.J. Hardy might have been in Ogden.
He was. They gave away a J.J. Hardy bobblehead several years ago.
I certainly wanted to see Prince Fielder. I was unable to make it out here. First pitch to Aiden Radahan's a called strike. Radahan is 2 for 3 on the afternoon. There was a game that you and I saw in 2018 here that was certainly wild on a sunny afternoon on a Sunday in late July when the Ogden Raptors defeated the Idaho Falls Chuckers 20-19.
Boy, still recovering from that one. Daniel Robinson walk-off single through a 5-man infield in the bottom of the 9th.
Still remember seeing Jonathan Heasley after the game. He was the starter for Ogden for Idaho Falls that day, and he's like, man, can't remember the last time I gave up 9 runs. He couldn't believe it, and came away with a no decision. Next pitch to Radahan. That's a ball. It's going to be challenged by Ogden. Remember, the Raptors have just one challenge left. So it's a confirmed ball. Ogden's out of challenge as well. Red Pocket strike zone challenge. Red Pocket Mobiles will be here later this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. The 2-1 to Radahan is a fly ball towards center field. As Lawrence under it, he makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down go the Voyagers in the top of the 6th. We're hanging out with Joe Traub here in the bottom of the 6th coming up. As Ogden will have Gio Ferraro, Sebastian Greiko, and Colson Lawrence. 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up. Bottom of the 6th inning, Raptors lead 12-7. It's the Raptors Baseball Network.
Whatever you do, don't drop the ball at the Raptors Stadium. And we don't want to let you drop the ball for your insurance. We want to make sure that you have the proper coverage and the best price. Here at the Insurance Center, we're going to take care of you. We've had a great relationship with the Raptors, and we want to have a great relationship with you. Your auto, your home, your life, your health, your business. We have experts that are there to take care of you. We've been doing this for a long time. We are your trusted choice insurance agency here locally. We are the only best practice insurance agency north of Salt Lake. Realize that we're going to take the best care of you. Give us a call, 801-622-2626. Look us up online, www.insurancecenterut.com. We're here to take care of you and hit the ball out of the park.
We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Raptors lead 12-7. Tyson Whiting here with Joe Traub as we're hanging out in the GCB Computers broadcast booth. Joe, over the years, how many games have you called for the Albuquerque Isotopes?
I call several a year. I want to say about maybe 6-7. Our great broadcaster, Josh Sushan, he's been with us for a long time. Really a well-deserved opportunity to call a couple Major League games for the first time in his career, regular season games last year when the Rockies took on the Minnesota Twins last July. So that was just a big thrill for all of us down there to see that Josh got a long-awaited opportunity. And he got to call a couple of Rockies wins. It was a tough season for Colorado last year, no doubt, but he went 2-0 in his time on the mic.
2-0 watching the Rockies last year. What a miracle.
Exactly. Against the Twins, who were not too bad in the first half last season.
Gio Ferraro bounces one to short, backhanded by Cruz. He fires to first, close play, and Ferraro's out by a step.
Great play.
Good scoop by Aiden Redahan, the first baseman for Great Falls. As Ferraro's now 1 for 4 this afternoon.
Now you're bringing up the Brewers affiliation days back in the last half inning. It was so unique because for a while the Brewers had 2 teams affiliated in the Pioneer League, here in Ogden and, of course, in Helena, where they were the Helena Brewers. And one year, those teams in '96, they met up in the Pioneer League Championship Series. How odd must that have been?
Well, you know the Brewers affiliate will win either way. High pop up to the middle of the infield. The second baseman fights the sun and almost trips over the second base bag as he makes a catch. Zach Blazak, boy, his heart skipped a beat. That was in the air for 6.4 seconds. That was like a Ray Guy punt.
That's
and
incredible.
Blazak was fortunate to catch the baseball.
This is new for me personally because back when I was here, all the Raptors Sunday games would start at 4 o'clock. But shortly after I left, they moved to 1 p.m. I know, I think that's better for the fans, broadcasters, umpires, everyone. And for a series finale, you get out of here earlier.
Yep, Great Falls will be home later on this week. As taking a first pitch strike is Colson Lawrence. 1 for 3, but that one hit was a solo home run in the 4th inning. And right now, the 4th inning is the difference in the game as the Raptors scored 6 times. Lawrence fouls one out of play, first base side. What's upcoming for the Albuquerque Isotopes this week? You know, you guys got a homestand coming up.
We do. We've been on the road for 2 weeks, so I'll travel back tonight. We'll get back after it on Tuesday. We got Sugarland coming in to end the first half, and then actually Salt Lake Bees will be in town the following week. So get to see our good buddy Tony Parks.
You know, Albuquerque was here last week.
Yeah, they were. Played some wild games, just as usual in the PCL.
Pioneer League specials and PCL specials are pretty similar.
They are. A lot of the high elevation cities.
Lawrence flies one to center field as the center fielder battling the sun for dear life, and he'll make the catch. But what do you know? Day full of offense. Joe comes into the booth, and both teams go 3 up and 3 down to the 6th. We head to the 7th. Ogden's in front 12-7 on the Raptors Baseball Network.
Here are those fries for you. Can I get you any fry sauce?
We would love some fry sauce.
We can help with that. Delicious.
It's the spot. Nothing like Utah fry sauce.
Hey there, baseball fans. I'm Ogden Mayor Ben Nadolski, and there's nothing more American than summertime baseball at Lindquist Field right here in the heart of Ogden, USA. From the crack of the bat to the smell of ballpark hot dogs and popcorn, this is where our community comes together and where downtown comes alive. So whether you're here for Raptors baseball, the fireworks, or just a great night with family and friends, you're in one of the most beautiful ballparks in all of America. So let's cheer loud, support our home team, and let's make some memories. Welcome to Lindquist Field, and let's go Raptors.
Welcome back to Lindquist Field. We head to the top of the 7th inning as Ogden leads 12-7. 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up for Great Falls. First pitch to Will Rogers is fisted foul, first base side now to play. I got to imagine at some point in this series, Rogers reunited with his college teammate, Dylan Gardner, who's a member of the Raptors bullpen. They were teammates at Arizona State in 2023. Rogers spent 2 years at ASU, followed up by 2 years at the University of Michigan. Rogers hits one off the end of the bat and rolls towards first base as Gio Ferraro robbed the first base coach of an opportunity to field a grounder.
He was right there. He was ready to pick it up.
Now, according to the roster that I see next to me, it was Myles Garrett's birthday. However, Myles Garrett told Tim Broussard, our fearless leader, that it is in fact not his birthday. So we wished him happy birthday, and it wasn't his birthday. Next pitch to Rogers misses. Counts now 2-2. So we will look up Myles Garrett's birthday in relation to the football player that got traded to the Rams. Bouncing ball to short, up with its Valentine on 2 hops. Crow hop, fires to first, and gets Rogers by 3 steps. So who have been some of the Raptors you've had a fun time watching this week? I know Cole Jordan's had a great week. Chase Valentine played in the Padres organization for 4 years, the shortstop, and he's had himself a good series as well.
He did. Funny story about Valentine. He was called up to AAA El Paso a few years ago, back in 2022, when the Chihuahuas were short because of injuries and they needed bodies. Just so happened those 2 games were in Albuquerque, so I saw him. And I remember talking to people. I was like, wow, this guy came up from the AZL, or the Arizona Complex League. And what an opportunity to face, AAA pitching. And I think he got a couple of hits.
What a small world this is. You think of the Pioneer League being an independent league. However, it feels like AAA is not that far away for some guys.
Exactly.
As Kyle Schmack fouls one out to play first base side. I know that Caleb Bunch played at the University of Baylor. One of his teammates, Cole Stasio, played here with the Raptors last year, and he's now pitching outstandingly in the Texas Rangers organization.
Always good to see these guys get a shot.
Pitch misses low and in, counts 2-1. He's got an ERA of under 2 in high A ball for the Rangers organization, and he actually pitched a game or 2 with the Round Rock Express in AAA in the Pacific Coast League. The 2-1 to Schmack is inside, and it hit him. Boy, Schmack's been outstanding all series. He's now he's hit by a pitch that won't count as an at-bat. Singled into the first inning and then struck out twice.
Schmack, he's looked impressive. The ball jumps off his bat. He smacks it, should I say.
Schmacks it.
Schmacks it.
Now Tommy Speck up. Speck, a former 6th-round draft pick by the Texas Rangers back in 2022. So a few Rangers mentions here in the 7th inning. Raptors lead 12-7 as Speck flips one foul out of play. Are you one of the fans out there that decided to find some shade? I know a lot of people decide to get some shade. Or are you sitting out in the sun?
I've been in the shade, but I've been down in the concourse, talking to some people. Candy Ackerman, who runs our store here, does such a great job, and awesome to catch up with her. And her husband, Dave, runs the scoreboard down here in the press box.
The 0-1 to Speck is served to right center field. Racing is Lawrence, and he'll make the catch in front of Raptors Ridge for the second out.
It's funny, it kind of comes full circle for us. We first met almost about 10 years ago, September 2016, when you were with AP Herald calling a Raptors Chuckers game, another Sunday Pioneer League special.
That was my first pro baseball game in the broadcast booth, and it was certainly a ton of fun. I know the Raptors made a few errors in the 9th inning and couldn't come away with the victory, but the Raptors did clinch a playoff spot the next week in Grand Junction.
They did, after that was pretty demoralizing loss, looked like, because that was the last home game of the regular season. That would have been a really tough way to go out.
Remember, Gavin Lux, the future Dodger and Cincinnati Red, had a couple of hits that day for Ogden.
He did, and DJ Peters was wrapping up an MVP-worthy season. He didn't win it. But
Schmack swings and misses, or make that Anthony Swenda, as they still got Schmack's name on the scoreboard. Swenda swings and misses. He's walked twice. Counts 0-2.
Maybreeze Valoria, of course, very deserving MVP year for the Chuckers that year. He was pretty unreal to hit 370 and do that while catching.
He ended up getting some time in the big leagues with the Royals and Rangers.
He did.
Ballista takes some time. The 0-2 swing and a miss. Well, Joe, thanks for hanging out with us in the GCB Computers broadcast booth, and we'll talk after the game.
Of course, sounds good, and let's finish this one off.
We'll sing our hearts out to Take Me Out to the Ball Game as Ogden leads 12-7 in the middle of the 7th. You're listening to the Ogden Raptors Baseball Network.
If you're a business owner with one or more employees, you'll need a workers' compensation policy. A workers' compensation policy is required in almost every state. No matter what type of work, if your employee gets hurt on the job, a workers' compensation policy addresses medical care and lost income for injured employees, fatality benefits for families and workers killed on the job, and your potential liability for covered claims. Workers' compensation coverage is divided into two categories: workers' compensation insurance, which helps care for the injured employee, and employer's liability insurance, which protects you. At WCF, we provide safety training, medical care, return to work coordination, and more. When your employee gets hurt on the job, we'll take care of you both.
Hey, gang, you're watching Ogden Raptors professional baseball right here on the Raptors Baseball Network. Ciao, baby.
Now we're in the bottom of the 7th inning as we sang our hearts out to Take Me Out to Ball game here in the GCB Computers broadcast booth. It's the 3rd inning of work for right-hander Landon Smitty. Colin Murphy, the starter for Great Falls, worked 4 innings, allowing 10 hits, 9 runs, all of them earned. First pitch is low to Dylan Wilkinson. Murphy had 3 walks and 5 strikeouts. He made 101 pitches, 65 strikes. Smitty gets a sign, kicks and delivers. Next pitch misses low to Dylan Wilkinson. Counts 2-0. 9-1-2 hitters do up for Ogden. Wilkinson followed up by Valentine and Cole Jordan. Smitty fires. And that one misses high. Counts now 3-0. Believe it or not, we got a text line here at Lindquist Field. You can actually text the booth. The number is 385-240-1121. Next pitch to Wilkinson misses low, a 4-pitch walk. Second time Wilkinson has walked, and he has reached base in each of his 4 at-bats. So the Raptors, once again, are getting solid contributions up and down the lineup. And over the years, that's been a key to their success. Ogden statistically is the best offensive club in the league. And a big part of that is there are no holes in the lineup. Year in and year out, 1 through 9, everybody contributes. And that's the case again here this afternoon. What a game for Chase Valentine. 3 for 4, 2 doubles, and hit a 2-run home run in the 4th inning. First pitch misses high. There's a right-hander warming up for Great Falls in the bullpen. And after Valentine does something, we'll talk with Eric Kelleher, who I believe is hanging out in O-Town. Well, he's got one of the best spots in the ballpark. Next pitch, breaking balls inside. 3-0 to Chase Valentine. We're talking about 2 key plays in this game. The 2-run homer by Valentine in the 4th inning, and later on, the 3 RBI double by Gio Ferraro. Next pitch to Valentine, and that is high. And counts now 3-0. As a scoreboard said it was a 3-0 count when it was actually a 2-0 count. And now it's 3-0 to Valentine. And the pitch. Smitty gets one over. The complimentary 3-0 strike as the count's now 3-1. Remember, the homestand continues for the Raptors on Tuesday night to begin a 3-game series with the Red Pocket Mobiles. Smitty comes set, delivers. Wilkinson takes off, and Valentine serves one to right field, and it's going to bounce off the right field wall. Wilkinson rounds third. He's heading for home. The throw comes into second. Wilkinson scores easily, and Valentine slides into third with a triple. He is now a single away from the cycle as the Raptors extend the lead. It's now a 13-7 game. Well, I know Eric Kelleher's downfield side, and he's certainly liking what he is seeing. Let's get a report from Eric Kelleher. Eric, what are you seeing down there at Lindquist Field?
I'm actually up by the left field, big, giant, skinny snowboard. I still vote snowboard.
You're going snowboard. Don't let Arden Locke. Don't tell her that you think it's a snowboard.
I'm not letting her sway me.
You're convinced it's a snowboard.
Yeah, over in Voyager bullpen, I am seeing number 16, Umir Sepulveda. I'm thinking Coach Rapay is wanting to give his team a chance to play their small ball, get a couple runs on base, possibly tie this up.
Jordan flies one to left field, and Schmack is battling the sun. Settles under it, makes the catch. Tagging and scoring is Valentine as he hustles and slides to the plate. Second run for the Raptors in this inning, and it's now a football score again as it's 14-7. Eric, the difference in the game's got to be that 6-run fourth inning the Raptors put up, led by the 3-run double by Gio Ferraro.
Absolutely, I agree. Gio couldn't have come in hot at a better time. Hey, this Raptors bullpen, I'm seeing Skipper Parker. He's putting his best together. Nolan Ficklin's warming up again. Kyle Lewis has been standing up, maybe getting loose. I would like to see Coach Parker, Skipper Parker, shut this thing down in a hot way, give us a win and a series win today.
That's certainly what he's looking for. A victory for the Raptors means they will have won 4 of the 6 games in this series. They've got Red Ponca Mobiles, who have been struggling in the win-loss column, in for 3. Over the last 2 weeks, Eric, the Raptors have won 10 of their last 12 games, and they're looking to put up another victory here. A win today would mean 11 of 13, and offensively, they've been rolling, averaging close to 14 runs over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, this is Raptor baseball. Skipper Parker, he's been putting together, and, he mentioned in his interview, he had to sit the guys down, have a talk with them, redirect. That's what a good skipper does, refocus the guys, and they are doing their jobs this week. Last 10 games, hopefully today makes 11.
3 balls, 1 strike to Bradley Pell, as Smitty is in his 3rd inning of work. Eric, any final thoughts as you're hanging out in left field?
Hey, go Raptors, go.
Go Raptors, go, says Eric Kelleher. Thanks for joining us as Bradley Pell lines one to center field, and it's caught by Temesbury for the second out. So I'll bring up Carmine Lane. Lane, 1 for 3, singled in the 5th inning. Bottom of the 7th, 14-7 Raptors in front. 14 runs, 14 hits, no errors. Swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch from Smitty. Strike 1. Voyagers 7 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error. As Eric mentioned, in the bullpen is Noah Ficklin, the former BYU product. St. George native. Next pitch, Lane's a slider. He chases it out of the zone at 83 miles an hour. Right-hander loosening up for Great Falls. Umir Sepulveda from Mexico. 30 years old. Smitty stands straight up. Glove in front of his chest. Gets a sign from Will Hoyt. Kicks and deals. And Lane fists one foul first base side as he got jammed a little bit. Count still 0-2. 2 outs, nobody on. Raptors lead 14-7, which is about to what they're averaging over the last 2 weeks. In fact, over the last 12 games coming into play, Ogden is averaging 13.5 runs per game. The 0-2 to Lane. Breaking ball that misses as Lane took it at 77 miles an hour. Due up in the top of the 8th for Great Falls will be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Trey Cruz, followed up by Zach Blazek and Blake Wilhoit. Arden Locke, the voice of the Raptors, will be back with us on Tuesday. The 1-2, and that one's down. Good eye by Carmine Lane. He's in his 2nd season with the Raptors. Lane had played in the Miami Marlins organization. Last year, Lane hit .352, 8 homers, 88 RBIs for the Raptors, and had 29 doubles. Deuce is wild, the 2-2, and that bounces in the dirt. The count goes full. 8 of the 9 Raptors hitters have at least one hit, and many of them have more than one. Make sure to make some plans to come on out to Linquist Field later on this week for the 3-game series against Red Pocket. Swing and a miss as Lane goes down swinging. Good pitch by Smitty. We head to the 8th. Raptors scored twice in this bottom of the 7th, 2 runs on 1 hit. The RBI triple by Chase Valentine was the big hit in the frame. We'll head to the 8th. Raptors up by a touchdown. 14-7 is the score on the Raptors Baseball Network.
I had a couple of friends that have come here, and they said that the education from the instructors was just really great. It was kind of between Davis Tech and here, and I decided to pick here because of the instructors. I've always loved hair, nail, and skin and all of those things, so I just thought it was a perfect career opportunity to be able to make my own schedule and do what I love. I really love doing men's haircuts, so that's probably my favorite. That, and then just coloring's fun because you get to experiment and kind of create new things, which is always fun. It's fun because they're like our instructors and they teach us lots, but they've always become like our friends, and they're always like motivating us to do new things and challenging us and like really care about us individually and like what's going on in our lives at home, what's going on in our life at school, and they're just very compassionate towards us. I would say 100% do it, even if you're kind of on the edge, because you meet a lot of new friends, you make great relationships, and then it's just fun. You learn a lot of like life skills as well, which is great, but it's just overall a great program. I'm Callie Rasmussen, and I'm a cosmetology student here at OTEC.
From providing a great member experience to providing easy access to your accounts with our mobile app, we are here to help you along your journey. Call 801-399-9728 for more information or visit ascentcu.com.
Windward Electric is the foremost commercial and industrial electrical contractor in the Intermountain West. We value relationships as we strive to provide exceptional experiences for our clients. Call 801-648-7270 for a quote or visit windwardelectric.com today.
Ooh, we're live from GCB Computers, move the Raptors networks on. Yes, we're live in Ogden, Utah. The game is rolling on.
Now we're in the top of the 8th inning. Ogden leads Great Falls 14-7. Noah Ficklin, the new left-handed hurler for Ogden. Bouncing ball off the bat of Trey Cruz, rolls foul. First base side for strike 1. For Ficklin, this is his 15th appearance this season. It's only the Raptors' 24th game, but it's his 15th appearance. He's got a 1-0 record with a 5.74 earned run average. He's worked 15 2/3 innings, giving up 24 hits, 19 runs, 10 of them earned, so 9 unearned runs in Ficklin's appearances. He has walked 13 and struck out 13. The Pioneer League is batting .364 against the 5'11", 175-pound left-hander Nolan Ficklin. Nolan is first name from St. George, Utah. Next pitch misses, counts 1-1 to Trey Cruz. Ficklin, a lefty who will work just about every day, kind of like Steve Klein back in the day. A few of those lefties that have rubber arms. From the stretch, delivers, swing and a miss. Pitch on the outer half at 90 miles an hour. Nolan Ficklin, not sure if he's named after Nolan Ryan. Remember earlier in the broadcast, we talked about the crazy game in 1974 when Nolan Ryan struck out 19 Red Sox batters in 13 innings. He struck out Cecil Cooper 6 times. Angels ended up winning 4-3 in 15 innings, so Ryan got a no decision that day. Just got a good workout in. 1-2 misses inside to Cruz. Nolan Ryan walked 10 batters that game. He allowed 8 hits and faced 58 batters. Had to have been well over 200 pitches. Can you imagine if that would have happened today? The outcry on MLB Network Radio, all the shows on ESPN. If a pitcher was allowed to go over 200 pitches, as Cruz slices one to left field, and it's just foul. Boy, that didn't miss by much, as Cruz could have had a double. I know Stancado's got a pretty good arm in left. So count stays 2-2 to Trey Cruz, who's been a hitting star for the Voyagers so far in this series. So Ryan got a no decision. Louis Tiant, the Red Sox starter that day in 1974, pitched all 14 1/3 innings, and he got the loss. Faced 56 Angels batters. It's just a different era back then. Top of the 8th, the big inning for the Raptors was the 6-run fourth, as Ogden has scored in 5 of their 7 innings this afternoon. Next pitch to Cruz misses low and away, and it's now a full count. You look at 2 weeks ago being a turning point for the Raptors season when they came into play 14 days ago on May 31st. Next pitch. Breaking ball, and it hits the inside corner. I think the Raptors are out of challenges. Wilkinson wanted to challenge, but Ogden didn't have any left, so it's ball 4 to Cruz. Both teams were very aggressive in using their challenges early in the game. And now home plate umpire Ryan Starks is hearing it from the Ogden dugout. So Trey with a leadoff walk here to begin play in the top of the 8th. And that brings up Zach Blazek, the local product from Park City, Utah. Blazek's 1 for 3, but the one hit was a 3-run homer in the 3rd inning. That gave Great Falls a 7-3 lead. First pitch hits the outside corner, 89 miles an hour from Ficklin for strike 1. We know a few people are celebrating birthdays. According to the roster sheet I have, it had Myles Garrett's birthday as being today, but apparently it's June 25th. We do know that Tyler Gannis will celebrate a birthday on Thursday. Then again, I'm looking at the same roster sheet that had Myles Garrett's wrong. A few other guys we believe are celebrating birthdays in June. Looks like that's just about it. Myles Garrett as well as Tyler Gannis. We talked with Gannis in the top of the 4th inning. Next pitch to Blazek's outside. Counts now 2-1. I'm Tyson Whiting filling in for Arden Locke. Arden will return on Tuesday to begin the 3-game series against Red Pocket Mobiles. We've also been joined by Joe Traub in the GCB Computers broadcast booth, and Eric Kelleher has been roaming Lindquist Field. We talked with him in the bottom of the 7th. Next pitch misses low. Counts now 3-1 to Zach Blazek. Blake Wilhoit is on deck. Raptors up by 7, but as they always say in the Pioneer League, no lead is safe. The Ultimate Hitters League, and the Raptors have been the Ultimate Hitters League and the Ultimate Hitters team in the Ultimate Hitters League. Next pitch misses low, a 5-pitch walk. So back-to-back walks here to start playing the top of the 8th. So I'll bring up Blake Wilhoit. He is 1 for 3 with a walk. So he's reached base twice. He's even stolen a base. Both teams have been very aggressive on the base paths. Great Falls, about as aggressive as any team we'll see all year. They've got at least 4 stolen bases today and 75 on the season. For both teams, it's game 24 here in the first half. As they hit the reset button halfway through the season, first pitch misses outside. And for Ogden, they're looking for some more victories to try to get a top 2 seed in the first half. Ogden came into play with a record of 13-10. Long Beach is in first place with a record of 19-4. Billings is 17-5. Red Pocket, the next opponent for the Raptors, is 4-18. Next pitch, that one misses outside as Ficklin's having a tough time finding the strike zone here in the top of the 8th. And now Evan Parker is going to come out. Nobody warming up in the bullpen for the Raptors, but Evan Parker is going to go out and give a bit of a pep talk towards Nolan Ficklin. And with the Raptors being without challenges, Parker also giving a bit of a pep talk to home plate umpire Ryan Starks. So it's Ogden 14, Great Falls 7. Let's go over some other Pioneer League scores here on this Sunday afternoon. Later on tonight at 7:35 Mountain Time, Red Pocket will be at Yuba Sutter. One game has gone final. Billings came back to defeat the Glacier Range Riders 3-2. Bottom of the 8th inning, Boise has a 3-2 lead over Idaho Falls. That game played in Boise, Idaho. Top of the 4th, Oakland leads Missoula 10-2. Bottom of the 4th, Long Beach has a 3-2 lead over Modesto. I was watching MLB Network, MLB.TV yesterday, and I actually saw a commercial for a sustainability company that featured 2 Pioneer League teams. They featured the Oakland Ballers and Long Beach Coast. Hopefully they can come out to Ogden and feature the Raptors. The 2-0, that one's outside to Blake Wilhoit. So the count's 3-0. Runners at first and second, no outs. Yeah, it was what they were part of the commercials on MLB Network. There's Tyler Gannis supporting his team. Gannis had the big hit on Friday, a 2-run single to give Ogden a 10-9 lead. They turned out to get a victory that night, 10-9. And the complimentary 3-0 strike. It's now 3-1. That one did catch the middle of the plate at 90 miles an hour. Will Hoyt's followed up by Vincent Temesbury. The 3-1. Fastball called strike. I think Great Falls is also out of challenges. That one would have been close. So count is full. Top of the 8th inning, 14-7. Ogden's in front. Couple local connections for the NBA champion New York Knicks. Former Weber State star Dylan Jones was on the Knicks club. He has 2 NBA championships in 2 years. He was with the Oklahoma City Thunder last season. The 3-2. That one is outside, ball 4. So 3 straight walks here in the top of the 8th, and that brings up Vincent Temesbury. Temesbury 0 for 2 with a walk. He's also stolen a base. Yesterday, Temesbury was one of the hitting stars for Great Falls as he went 3 for 5. A right-hander starting to loosen up in the Ogden bullpen, and we believe it's tall Kyle Lewis. So Ogden looking to hold on. They're up by 7, but Great Falls with a little bit of momentum. First pitch bounced off of Wilkinson's glove, but not far enough for Cruz to score. 1 ball, no strikes to Vincent Temesbury. And the other local connection on the New York Knicks is former Utah Jazz guard Jordan Clarkson, who gets a ring. Certainly happy for Jordan Clarkson, who spent many years with the Jazz. Ficklin comes set, checks the runner at first, who's not being held on. So runners with good leads. Next pitch, that misses low. It rolls along the third baseline, and it's recovered by Wilkinson. No advance by the runners. Infield playing deep and kind of at double play depth, laying close to the line at third. Outfielder straight away, given a bit of the left field line. So Temesbury, if he wants to pull one down the line, has got plenty of room in left. Next pitch, that one misses high. Counts now 3-0 as Ficklin kicks the dirt in disgust. Three balls, no strikes. Fans start to make a little bit of noise as they're rooting on Ficklin. Ficklin comes set. A 3-0 to Temesbury is high, ball 4. 4 straight walks. Here in the top of the 8th, Cruz scores. Blaze that goes to third. Will Height to second. Temesbury will be the runner at first, and he's got good speed. And now the infield is going to hang out with Ficklin to allow Lewis some time to warm up. As Nolan Ficklin, a guy that has worked a ton here over the first 4 weeks of this season. I don't know if maybe he's a little bit fatigued with all the work, but he's had a tough time finding the strike zone here in the 8th. Aiden Redahan's the batter, left-handed hitter, and that's probably why Ficklin's still out there. As Lewis continues to toss in the bullpen, he might not be ready. Ficklin comes set. Redahan, the left-handed hitter, he swings at the first pitch and it goes foul and out of play. Redahan is 2 for 4. He's got 2 singles. Came into play hitting .410. Fans making a little bit of noise. It's Ogden 14, Great Falls 8. And the pitch, bouncing foul as it tapped near home plate. And counts now 0-2. As the fans trying to encourage Nolan Ficklin. What a beautiful setting here at Lindquist Field. 85 degrees and sunny, so a lot of the fans have found the shade, including Joe Traub, who joined us for an inning and a half. Redahan wiggles the shillelagh back and forth. Left-handed hitter, slightly open stance. Bouncing ball to first, and it gets past Ferraro for a base hit. 1 run scores. Coming in to score is Will Hoyt. And the throw comes to the plate. It's a 2 RBI single for Aiden Redahan. And that's now a 14-10 game. A ball that Ferraro would have loved to have smothered, but just Ball just ended up past him. It was 97 miles an hour off the bat. And now Sean Rapay is talking. He is looking for interference And now Sean Rapay's been tossed from the game. The Great Falls manager is going to give one of the base umpires a piece of his mind. I believe he's arguing about interference. He's pointing towards the Great Falls dugout as 2 runs scored on the play. But the runner, oddly enough, it looked like Temesbury, who's a very speedy runner, just took 1 base, and he's at second base right now. So it looks like Sean Rapay's looking for interference, obstruction, or something. Rapay's going to walk towards the dugout. However, he was given the heave-ho. So I believe he's going to go to the dugout just to give the lineup card towards the bench coach, and Sean Rapay is going to have to make the long walk out towards left center field. As Sean Rapay gets a pat on the back from everybody in the Great Falls dugout, and Sean Rapay, we'll see if he takes his time walking towards left center field. I don't know if it's a walk of shame when you make that long walk, but Sean Rapay is going to have to make the long walk as he's going to give a pat to the back of Aiden Redahan. Very odd play, considering that Temesbury, who's an outstanding runner, he's got great speed. Oddly enough, on that line drive past the first baseman Ferraro, Temesbury only took 1 base. And that's got to be the bulk of the argument. Interestingly enough, Rapay was pointing towards the Great Falls dugout, so I'm not entirely sure what the argument was for. There was a lot of moving parts to that 2-run single by Redahan as the score is now 14-10. And I got to imagine maybe he was talking about interference, maybe a Raptor being on the baseline and impeding the progress of a base runner, and maybe it was Temesbury who only took 1 base. And as we mentioned, he's a guy that runs really well, and for him to only take 1 base on that particular play is certainly odd. So Rapay talking with Kyler Stancato, kind of a lighter, friendlier moment, as Rapay will open the door in left center field and end the walk. As obviously you got to delay play a little bit as the ejected manager makes his way. And with that, Kyle Lewis has had plenty of time to warm up, and we're going to get a pitching change called to the bullpen here at Lindquist Field as Kyle Lewis is going to be the new hurler. Well, we've got ourselves an interesting game. Runners at first and second, no outs, and Kyle Lewis is coming on to pitch. As he will face Will Rogers, Kyle Schmack, and Tommy Speck. That's the next 3 due up for the Voyagers. So we've got an interesting game going on here at Lindquist Field. We'll keep it here as Kyle Lewis, the big right-hander, has certainly been a stable point of Ogden's bullpen. 6'4", 220 pounds. 23 years old, out of Ashburn, Virginia. Previously played at Charleston Southern. On the year, Lewis has a 1-0 record, a 7.30 earned run average. This will be his 14th appearance. He has worked 12 1/3 innings, giving up 15 hits, 11 runs, 10 of them earned. He has walked 11 and struck out 12, and the Pioneer League is batting .288 against the right-hander Kyle Lewis. Lewis has a Nebraska Cornhuskers football fastball that peaks in the 90s. Don't tell Arden I said that. We've got ourselves an interesting game here at Lindquist Field. If you joined us late, I saw a lot of offense in the first 2.5 innings. Great Falls scored 2 runs in the top of the first. And then Ogden responded with 2 runs on 3 hits in the bottom half of the first. Both teams had 2 runs and 3 hits in the first inning. Great Falls scored twice in the top of the second inning. Ogden responded with an RBI double by Chase Valentine in the bottom of the second. Great Falls got a 3-run homer from Zach Blazek in the top of the third inning to take a 7-3 lead. Ogden had 3 big base hits in the bottom of the fourth. A solo home run by Colson Lawrence, a 2-run homer by Chase Valentine, and then a 3-run double by Gio Ferraro made it a 9-7 game. Ogden added 3 runs in the 5th inning, as well as 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th. And now Great Falls responded with 3 runs here in the top of the 8th, and they're looking for more. Runners at first and second, no outs. And Will Rogers is at the plate. Rogers is 2 for 4 this afternoon. Double in the first and singled. It was a 2 RBI single in the second. Eventually stole a base. Both runners with big leads. And Lewis will fake to second, step off the mound for a disengagement. Second disengagement by Lewis. Rogers is a guy that's tough to strike out. He usually makes contact. Good guy to have for Great Falls at the plate. And he lifts one foul, first base side out of play. Kind of got jammed on it. So offense for both clubs has been a high point in this series. In the last 8.5 games, Great Falls has scored 113 runs. So they've really gotten it rolling offensively in the last week and a half. Lewis comes set, checks the runner. Both runners have good leads at first and second. As Rogers taps it foul off the end of the bat towards the screen. Counts 0-2. Not a cloud in the sky, 85 degrees. This is ideal, especially if you're sitting in the shade. And if you're in the sun, enjoy it. Probably going to get a little bit warmer as the week progresses. Lewis comes set about waist high and delivers. Rogers lifts one to the middle of the middle of the diamond. Shallow center field. Lawrence runs and makes a catch for the first out. That was in the air a long time, 5.9 seconds of air time. Lawrence, battling the sun, was able to make the catch for the first out. That brings up Kyle Schmack, who's 1 for 3. He's also been hit by a pitch, so he's reached base twice. In this top of the 8th inning, 4 walks and a 2 RBI single by Aiden Radahan, followed up by a fly ball to roll off the bat of Will Rogers. Both runners take off. First pitch is off speed, and both runners will slide headfirst simultaneously as they have now stolen 6 bases on the afternoon. The pitch was a strike to Kyle Schmack. You ever seen synchronized swimming? I've heard of a thing called synchronized skating. That was synchronized sliding. Both Great Falls runners slid about simultaneously head first to second and third respectively. Next pitch off speed as Wilkinson almost steps on the baseball trying to locate it. Neither runner advances. So Great Falls, an aggressive base running team, has been successful 6 times. They have been caught once. They now have 77 stolen bases on the year. That's 77 stolen bases in only 24 games. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out to Kyle Schmack, who's got 22 RBIs on the season. Next pitch inside, almost hits him. Schmack didn't move his hands. Looked like he almost was wanting to get hit by a pitch, but it missed him for ball 2. Schmack is followed up by Tommy Specht, who's had a tough day at the plate, 0 for 3 with a walk. Quiet crowd here at Lindquist Field, the 2-1. Schmack lifts one foul, first base side out of play. Somebody outside the ballpark is going to come away with a souvenir. Great Falls will be home with a 3-game series against the Glacier Range Riders later on this week. Ogden will host the Red Pocket Mobiles Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Both teams will be off tomorrow. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. That was a blazer at 92 miles an hour. Schmack couldn't catch up to it. And that's a hat trick for Kyle Schmack, his 3rd strikeout of the game, and that was certainly what Kyle Lewis needed. So I'll bring up Tommy Specht, who's 0 for 3 with a walk. He's also stolen a base. Runners at second and third, 2 outs. Ogden leads 14-10. Lewis comes set. Specht, left-handed hitter, wide open stance. First pitch, breaking ball, and it's over for a strike. Specht wanted to challenge, but I don't believe Great Falls has any left. Raptors are also out of challenges. Nobody warming up in the bullpen for Ogden. The southpaw is loosening up for Great Falls. Outfield straight away, as is the case with the infield. The 0-1, breaking ball, called strike. 0-2 to Tommy Specht. On deck is Anthony Swenda. Another offensive shootout here at Lindquist Field. A Pioneer League special, 14-10, Ogden in front. 2 of the best offensive teams in the league. Lewis gets a sign from Wilkinson. Lewis stares in. 7 on the pitch clock. Lewis comes set, takes a deep breath, and delivers. Breaking ball, and it just misses. Lewis was trying to get the outside corner. 81 miles an hour. Lewis may be able to consistently get that breaking ball over for a strike. That's tough to go along with the 92-mile-an-hour fastball. What's he going to go with here against Specht? Is he going to bring the heat? Lewis takes a deep breath. The 1-2. Fastball misses outside. That was once again 92 miles an hour. Deuces are wild here at Lindquist Field. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Raptors in front 14-10. Great Falls looking to make a comeback bid. They've already got 3 runs here in the top of the 8th. Lewis gets a sign from Wilkinson and says yes. Takes a deep breath. Kicks and delivers. Specht lines one foul off the first base screen. Another big crowd here at Lindquist Field. The first 5 games of this series, Raptors are averaging just under 3,900 fans per game, including a Friday night where they had just under 5,800. Lewis comes set and delivers. Bouncing ball foul. As Specht and the Voyagers have done a good job with 2 strikes. They've had a really good 2-strike approach all series. Specht was able to stay alive on a nasty 83-mile-an-hour pitch from Lewis. The runner at third's got a big lead. That's Temesbury. The runner at second is Redahan. Lewis gets a sign from Wilkinson. And with the runner at second, it's a sequence of signs. And the pitch. Bouncing ball up the middle. Valentine gets on a hop. He fires to first. Specht close play, and he's out. Specht ran hard down the line, but Valentine gets him by a step. 3-run score for Great Falls in the top of the 8th. We head to the bottom half. Ogden 14, Great Falls 10. This is the Raptors Baseball Network.
Bowman Kemp Manufacturing has been in business for over 50 years. From the humble beginnings of Lael Bowman and Mel Kemp, the company has grown into a large steel facility supplying structural steel, reinforcing steel, and basement window systems. The rebar and structural departments supply the United States, while the basement window systems division supplies the United States and Canada from coast to coast.
It starts with a vision, a goal that sets the wheels in motion. The path may be rough, but with grit, hard work, and the right support, no race is too tough. No goal beyond reach. Bank of Utah provides all the tools and expertise I need to get across the finish line. So what are you waiting for? Start your journey with Bank of Utah today.
Bottom of the 8th inning. First pitch of Kyler Stancato is high for ball 1. Great Falls made a call to the bullpen, and it's now Simon Murray on the mound. This is Murray's 9th appearance this season. He has an 0-1 record with a 10.38 earned run average. Comes set, stomach high, delivers to the plate low to Kyler Stancato. Stancato is 2 for 3 with a walk. He's also scored a run and stolen a base. Murray, in 8 2/3 innings this season, has given up 14 hits, 10 runs, all of them earned. He has walked 9 and struck out 13. Pioneer League is batting .359 against him. Next pitch to Stancato, the 2-0 is lifted foul out of play first base side. Landon Smitty, the Great Falls pitcher, he was the second pitcher used by the Voyagers. He went 3 innings, gave up 5 hits, walked 1 and struck out 2. Made 47 pitches, 28 of them were strikes. The 2-1 to Stancato. Fastball called strike. Murray was the losing pitcher on Friday night. Gave up the 2-run single to Tyler Gannis. However, I think the actual loss went to the pitcher before Murray, as he came into the middle of that frame. 14-10, as Skip Carey would say, a little insurance wouldn't hurt. As Raptors looking for some ninth inning insurance. Stancato lifts one over the head of the shortstop. Cruz races after it. Bermuda triangle, and it falls in for a hit as Cruz tumbles with the left fielder. Throw comes into second as Stancato's on first with his third single of the afternoon. All right, Cruz chasing after along with the left fielder and center fielder, and nobody could come up with the baseball as that was in the air for 4.5 seconds. Stancato had 3 hits last night, and he's got 3 hits this afternoon. At the top of the 8th inning, Great Falls manager Sean Rapay was ejected from the game. Kind of an odd play. 2 runners scored. Hard to say what he was arguing, but Temesvari only took 1 base in that whole sequence. So I wonder if maybe Ogden, had somebody standing near the base pass. Ferraro fouls one back to the screen. Gio Ferraro has what I feel is the biggest hit of the game, the 3-run double in the 4th inning. It's the only hit so far for Ferraro, who's 1 for 4, but that 1 hit, that's a huge one, especially with it being a 4-run game as we stand. The pitch to Ferraro, and that's lifted foul first base side. You hear Murray grunting from the mound as that fastball was at 91 miles an hour. Fans have been treated to a fun one here at Lindquist Field. Make sure to make some plans to come on out later this week, as the Raptors will host Red Pocket Mobiles from Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. It's a 3-game set. Great Falls will be back later on this month. Next pitch in the dirt, blocked nicely by Will Hoyt. In fact, Great Falls will be here in Ogden for a 3-game series on June 26th, 27th, and 28th. Later on in July, the Raptors will be in Great Falls, July 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. Ball and 2 strikes. Murray with a long pause, now delivers. Runner takes off. Ferraro swings and misses. Throw to second. Stancato dives in safely with a stolen base. Ferraro strikes out, but the Raptors get another stolen base as Stancato is at second base with 1 out. Stancato got a great jump as Ferraro swung and missed on the 1-2. Stancato with a stolen base. Both teams have been very aggressive on the base pass this afternoon. So I'll bring up Sebastian Greiko, who's 0 for 4. So he's looking for his first hit of the afternoon. He is 14 for 43 at the plate so far this season. Stancato with a good lead at second. First pitch to the plate, it's a swing and a miss at 92 miles an hour from Murray. In the top of the 9th, there will be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for Great Falls. Swenda, Cruz, and Blazik. 1 out runner at second. Stancato takes off for third. Pitch to the plate is fisted foul third base side. For the latest information on the Pioneer League, go to pioneerleague.com. And to get Ogden Raptors tickets, there's certainly multiple ways you can do so. You go to ogdenraptors.com, or you can come by the Lindquistville box office in person at 23rd and Lincoln. Next pitch, that misses outside. Counts 1-2 to Sebastian Greiko. Now I got some Pepsi products with me right now. I'm having a Mountain Dew right now. I think I've had one too many Mountain Dews. I'm looking to find a way to get to the restroom after this game. So hopefully both teams can speed it up a little bit. The 1-2, swing and a miss. As Greiko goes down swinging. 1 on, 2 outs. That'll bring up Colson Lawrence. Lawrence hit a home run in the 4th inning. So he's 1 for 4, but he made his 1-hit count. He's got 5 home runs and 26 RBIs in the season. 3 big hits for the Raptors in that bottom of the 4th. The Lawrence solo home run, the 2-run homer by Chase Valentine, and the 3-run double by Gio Ferraro. That's the difference in the game. First pitch from Murray. It's a called strike at 82 miles an hour. You can hear Murray grunt on the fastballs, but interestingly enough, you can't hear him grunt on the off-speed pitches. Problem is the ball's coming in fast enough that, if you're a hitter, you can't use that as something that, you can use to your advantage. So by the time you either hear the grunt or don't hear the grunt, the ball is past you. Murray, he throws high heat, and Lawrence swings through it. That was at 92 miles an hour. And once again, you heard the grunt on the fastball, and you didn't hear the grunt on the off-speed pitch. Outfield straight away. Third baseman Swendus playing close to the line. Murray checks the runner at second. That is Stancato. Next pitch, fist foul, as Lawrence got jammed and fouled it off the screen. Nobody warming up in the bullpen for Ogden, so it's going to be Kyle Lewis taking the mound for the Raptors. And with it being a 4-run lead, it won't be a safe situation, but Lewis will be looking to close it down. The 0-2, swing and a miss as Murray's fired up. And Colson Lawrence will end today 1 for 5. We'll see if Kyle Lewis can nail it down. Ogden leads Great Falls 14-10 heading into the ninth. You're listening to the Raptors Baseball Network.
Bowman Kemp Manufacturing has been in business for over 50 years. From the humble beginnings of Lael Bowman and Mel Kemp, the company has grown into a large steel facility supplying structural steel, reinforcing steel, and basement window systems. The rebar and structural departments supply the United States, while the basement window systems division supplies the United States and Canada from coast to coast.
It starts with a vision, a goal that sets the wheels in motion. The path may be rough, but with grit, hard work, and the right support, no race is too tough. No goal beyond reach. Bank of Utah provides all the tools and expertise I need to get across the finish line. So what are you waiting for? Start your journey with Bank of Utah today.
Now we head into the top of the ninth. Raptors clinging to a 14-10 lead as Kyle Lewis pitched well in the eighth inning. He's looking for a scoreless ninth. I know after the game I'm looking forward to getting a Lucky Slice pizza. That is my choice for after the game. Lucky Slice. I think I'm going to go pepperoni. First pitch to Anthony Swenda is outside for a ball. The fans wanted it, but it's called the ball by home plate umpire Ryan Starks. I think what we're going to see with Lucky Slice later on this season is a cheese pizza called the Cheese Jumper, which is the nickname of Salta Formaggio. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Beautiful slider from Lewis. So after the game, after a Raptors victory, slice of Lucky Slice pizza and a Mountain Dew. Love those Pepsi products to go along with that Lucky Slice pizza. Fly ball right center field near the track. Pale settles under it, and he makes the catch for the first out. So that brings up Trey Cruz. Cruz is 1 for 2, had a sac bunt in the third inning and walked and scored a run in the eighth. Lewis gets a sign from Wilkinson. Wilkinson checks the Ogden dugout twice. Cruz, left-handed hitter, slightly open stance. Lewis comes set and delivers. First pitch is a strike. Speaking of delivers, hopefully Lucky Slice will deliver a slice up to the booth here in the GCB Computers broadcast booth at Lindquist Field. 1 out, nobody on. Ogden 14, Great Falls 10. Another Pioneer League offensive showdown. Next pitch, tap foul near the Great Falls dugout. Arden Locke, the voice of the Raptors, will join us on Tuesday. So Raptors will open up a 3-game series against Red Pocket Mobiles. Lewis gets a sign from Wilkinson. As Hank Dodson, who's caught a few of the games in the series, is sitting this one out. Next pitch is tap foul off the foot of Cruz. That was spotted by home plate umpire Ryan Starks. As Cruz limps around a little bit, the ball ricocheted off his right foot. And what shoes he's wearing. It looks like he's got old school Jordans that they have put spikes on the bottom of. That is a beautiful pair of shoes that Trey Cruz is wearing this afternoon. What was the Jordan 1s? They've got to be about 40 years old, although I imagine that pair was recreated. Next pitch to Cruz is outside. Counts 1-2. So Trey Cruz going with the Jordans. Red shoes with a little bit of white and black mixed in. On deck is Zach Blazik, the Park City native. The 1-2, breaking ball. Wilkinson frames it for a few seconds, but it's just a ball outside. So it counts 2-2. Raptors won 10 of their last 12, looking to make it 11 of their last 13 if they can hold on here in the ninth. Cruz flies one to center field and deep near Raptors Ridge. That is high, it is deep, and it is gone. Trey Cruz fires one 419 feet over Raptors Ridge as he has cut into the Ogden lead. It's now a 14-11 game. For Cruz, that's his third home run of the season and RBI number 17. As Cruz kind of took a nice easy swing and it carried well over the left center field wall. More towards center field than the middle of Raptors Ridge. First pitch, and that goes through the legs of Carmine, laying off the bat of Blazik and rolls into left field. 92 miles an hour off the bat. That's going to be an E5 if you're keeping score. Error on Carmine Lane as Blazik reaches first. So that brings up Blake Wilhoit. Wilhoit's reached base 3 times today, 2 walks and a single. He's also stolen a base. Left-handed hitter, slightly open stance. First pitch from Lewis is a called strike. 89 miles an hour. Wilhoit disagreed as he looked back at the home plate umpire, Ryan Starks. On deck is Vincent Temesbury. If Wilhoit reaches, Temesbury will represent the tying run. Next pitch. Wilhoit checks his swing and doesn't go around. 90 miles an hour from Lewis. Counts 1-1. So Great Falls looking for a little bit of drama here at the end. Lewis comes set, takes a deep breath, and pitches. That one misses outside as Wilkinson wanted that one. 2-1. Pretty good sized Sunday afternoon crowd here at Lindquist Field. Most of the fans occupying space in the shade. The 2-1, the runner takes off. Wilhoit bounces to first. Getting it's Ferraro. He'll toss to second a little bit late as Blazik reaches second base. And now there's 2 outs. The Raptors 1 out away from victory as the fans make some noise. Vincent Temesbury is the hitter. 0 for 2, and he's walked twice. And he's also stolen 2 bases. It's kind of a high chop towards Ferraro, who stepped on the bag at first. But with Blazik running on the play, he was able to get to second easily. Voyagers have stolen 6 bases today. Lewis gets a sign. 3-run game. The tying run is on deck. First pitch of Temesbury is a called strike. And with each strike, Raptors fans will make more and more noise. Lewis gets a sign from Wilkinson, working quickly. Lewis comes set and delivers. Line drive, left field base hit. Blazik's going to get the go around. Stancato up with it. He'll throw it to second, and scoring easily is Blazik. It's an RBI single by Vincent Temesbury, and it's now a 14-12 game. That was 99 miles an hour off the bat. Line drive as Temesbury just didn't try to do too much with it. Aiden Redahan's the batter. He is 3 for 5. Had a 2 RBI single in the 8th inning. He's probably the guy that Great Falls wants to have up here in this situation. Tying run is at the plate. The runner takes off, and pitch to the plate is a called strike. Fielder's indifference. It probably won't be a stolen base as he takes off, but it is a 2-run game, and the tying run is at the plate. So it isn't necessarily inconsequential. One strike to Redahan, the left-handed hitter. Line drive right field, and it's going to get down for a base hit. Holding up at third. Now he's going to get the go away. Ferraro has it bounced off his glove, rolls towards Wilkinson. Runner takes off for second. The throw to second is late. Redahan goes in with an RBI single, advances to second on the throw, and it's now 14-13. And the tying run is at second. So the blood pressure of the fans here in Lindquist Field is being tested here in this ninth inning. 3 runs have scored for Great Falls. The tying run is at second base. Will Rogers at the plate. He's 2 for 5. As the fans take up a Let's Go Raptors chant. First pitch to the plate. That one misses outside for ball 1. Rogers played at Arizona State as well as Michigan. Second-year pro. Rogers, a right-handed hitter. Lewis takes a deep breath, checks the runner at second. That's Redahan with good speed. Pitch to the plate is inside and hit him. Rogers hit by a pitch off his left elbow. 14-13. Runners at first and second, 2 outs, and Kyle Schmack's the batter. Schmack, 1 for 4. He's struck out 3 times. There's going to be a pinch runner at first base. As Rogers is being lifted for a pinch runner, it's Anthony Manacero running at first. He's got good speed. Manacero, the Staten Island native, 24 years old, number 7 in the back of his jersey, and he's going to run for Rogers at first. Schmack, 3 homers, 22 RBIs on the year. Came into play hitting .346. Big right-handed hitter. Both runners with good leads at first and second. Raptors clinging to a 14-13 lead. First pitch to the plate. Schmack flies one to right field towards the track. Pell locates it, and it is out of here. That ball just kept carrying, and Kyle Schmack delivers a 3-run homer as the Voyagers stun this Lindquist Field stands. It's now 16-14. Schmack slams his helmet in front of the Great Falls dugout in excitement. That ball just kept carrying. It was 81 miles an hour off the hand of Lewis, 98 miles an hour off the bat, and it went 353 feet. First pitch to Tommy Specht is high, it is deep, and it is out over Raptors Ridge for a solo home run to give the Voyagers some insurance. It is now 17-14. The Great Falls dugout's really living it up as Tommy Specht slams his right foot on home plate. It is his 3rd home run of the year. Back-to-back homers for the Voyagers. 3-run homer by Kyle Schmack to give Great Falls a 16-14 lead. And Tommy Specht with a solo homer over the right field wall. That was 420 feet off the bat of Specht. That one was over Raptors Ridge. Schmack hit it over the right field wall as the ball just kept carrying. Not a big breeze to speak of, so it wasn't like it was wind-aided. And just a conversation. I'm not really sure any words are being spoken. I think it's just kind of Wilkinson consoling Lewis a little bit. As Kyle Lewis, it appeared, had everything under control. He got the leadoff hitter out in the top of the 9th. And then Trey Cruz homered, followed up by Blazek reaching on an error. And then he got Blake Wilhoit, 3 unassisted. Looked like he had everything under control. But 4 straight hits with a hit by pitch mixed in. 17-14 Great Falls. They've scored 7 times here in the top of the 9th. First pitch off the glove of Wilkinson for a ball. Swing to the 10th hitter for Great Falls here in the top of the 9th. As the fans trying to encourage the Raptors from the stands. Raptors have some work to do in the bottom of the 9th. Next pitch, that misses in the top of the zone. 2 balls, no strikes to Anthony Swenda. In the bottom of the ninth, it's going to be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters, Wilkinson, Valentine, and Jordan. The 2-0. Fastball called strike. That was at 90 miles an hour. Boy, Lewis has been outstanding to start the season for Ogden. You can tell him as well as everybody here at Lindquist Field are stunned. The 2-1. Line drive towards second. Up with it on one hop is Jordan. He fires to first, and that retires the side. But the Great Falls dugout is living it up as they score 7 times in the top of the ninth. Voyagers 17, Raptors 14. We'll see if the Raptors have some Lindquist Field magic ahead of them. We'll head to the bottom of the ninth, with the Raptors needing 3 to tie and 4 to win. This is the Raptors Baseball Network.
Dave Grant has proudly served the community for over 50 years as a family-owned and operated trucking business. Our team of highly trained drivers, impeccably maintained late-model equipment, and customer service set us apart. Our slogan, "Getting what you need, where you need it, when you need it," encapsulates our mission to deliver reliable and timely service. Contact us at 801-394-1621 or at www.granttrucking.com.
At GCB Computers, we specialize in high-quality, refurbished computers that save you money without sacrificing performance. We believe in use it before you buy it. Come into our showroom, power up your future computer, and test it out yourself so you can buy with confidence. Visit GCB Computers online at www.gcbcomputers.com or call 385-515-1797. That's GCB Computers, the computer you need at a price you can afford.
This is Emmy with the Ogden Raptors, and now back for more baseball.
Well, we've seen a ton of crazy action here so far this afternoon at Lindquist Field. Great Falls put up a 7 spot in the top of the ninth inning. They lead Ogden 17-14 as the Raptors are looking for a miracle. Next pitcher for Great Falls is probably their best reliever, Esteban Hernandez. Hernandez is making his 6th appearance of the year. 3.43 earned run average. I actually think it might be Will Rogers on the mound. Remember, Rogers wearing number 23. First pitch to Wilkinson is a ball. Rogers is making his 8th appearance. Now, Rogers was hitting second for Great Falls. Remember, he was lifted for a pinch runner. He went to the bullpen, and he's now making his 9th appearance of the year as he delivers high, ball 2 to Dylan Wilkinson. Rogers, in this is 8th game on the mound, 3.86 earned run average. Pioneer League hitters are hitting just 243 against the designated hitter turned pitcher, Will Rogers. The 2-0 to Wilkinson is a breaking ball. Get me over for a strike. Now it's 2-1. Wilkinson's followed up by Chase Valentine and Cole Jordan. Rogers at the plate was 2 for 5 and was hit by a pitch. The 2-1, slice foul off the screen. And this is a save situation. Rogers at the plate had 2 RBIs and a stolen base. So he's trying to complete quite the day for him. Fans take up a Let's Go Raptors chant in the Lindquist Field stands. The 2-2 to Wilkinson. Rogers with a slow delivery, and Wilkinson hit it like Rogers threw it, and it's a foul ball back to the screen. Ogden won 3 of the first 5 games in this series. The 2-2 is outside, ball 3. That was a breaking ball. It got away from Rogers. This crowd looking to make a ton of noise here at Lindquist Field. Can Wilkinson ignite the offense? If he gets on base, he's a threat to steal. Good base runner. Rogers with the slow windup and the 3-2. Fastball outside, ball 4. So a leadoff walk here in the 9th. And the Raptors have their strong part of the order coming up, led by Chase Valentine, who's a single away from the cycle. 4 for 5. He has 2 doubles, a triple, and a 2-run homer. That came in the 4th inning, so he's 4 for 5 at the plate. And a single will mean a cycle for Chase Valentine. Wilkinson with a modest lead at first. First pitch to Valentine is high for ball one. The catcher, Will Hoyt's going to go out and talk with right-hander Will Rogers, who's sporting a beard. If you joined us late, boy, you missed quite the game. Ogden had a 9-7 lead after 4 innings. Then they scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th to take a 12-7 lead, and then made it 14-7 after scoring 2 runs in the 7th, but 3 runs in the 8th and 7 runs in the 9th for Great Falls. They made quite the comeback bid. Next pitch is a called strike to Valentine, as Will Rogers found the inside corner. Runner at first, no outs here in the bottom of the 9th. For Great Falls, 17 runs, 15 hits, and 1 error. Raptors, 14 runs, 15 hits, and 1 error. Next pitch of Valentine, swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch from Rogers at 78 miles an hour. Outfield straight away. Third baseman Swenda's playing close to the line. 1-2. Valentine lifts it. Is it going to be a cycle? Right fielder's chasing after it, and he makes a running catch. And throws to first. Wilkinson gets back in time. So a nice running catch by Tommy Specht, who's got pretty good speed. So no cycle for Valentine as he ends the night 4 for 6. With 2 doubles, a triple, and a homer. So he had a great game at the plate. Cole Jordan's is at the plate. Jordan 1 for 4 with a sacrifice fly, which drove in a run. He's got 33 RBIs in the season. First pitch is a called strike to the right-handed hitter. Will Rogers, the designated hitter this afternoon, looking for a save. Quiet crowd here at Lindquist Field. 1 on, 1 out. The 0-1. Breaking ball outside. Down 3 runs, you don't expect Wilkinson to take off, and he does have a modest lead at first. We'll see if Jordan can line one down the left field line. The left fielder's playing a lot more towards left center field near the scoreboard, or under the scoreboard. Next pitch of Jordan's a swing and a miss. A ball and 2 strikes to Cole Jordan. Raptors looking to take 4 out of 6 in this series. Great Falls looking to come out of Ogden, winning 3 out of 6. First baseman Redahan's not going to hold on Wilkinson, so Wilkinson gets out to a big lead. He takes off. The 1-2, that misses outside, and Wilkinson will just jog to second base casually. Now he's in scoring position. That takes away the double play possibility. You would say a fielder's indifference. Obviously, it's not that inconsequential, although Great Falls didn't seem like they cared less whether he took second. Jordan sliced one foul off the end of the bat, first base side. This game has lasted a while. It started at about 1:02. And right now, the time of day is 4:20. Up and down the range here in Ogden. Temperature outside is 85 miles an hour. It's really heating up on the field. We've seen a crazy game. Next pitch of Jordan's in the dirt. Did he go around? No, says the base umpire. And it's ball 3. So it counts full to Cole Jordan. Great take by Jordan on a nasty off-speed pitch from Will Rogers. On deck is Bradley Pell, followed up by Carmine Lane. High drama here at Lindquist Field. Smoke him if you got him. So the Raptors have a miracle in front of them. The 3-2 to Jordan, swing and a miss. That was out of the zone at 78 miles an hour. A good pitch by Rogers, and Jordan couldn't help himself. So last hope for the Raptors this afternoon is Bradley Pell. Now Pell's had a good game at the plate. He's 3 for 5. Has an RBI and a stolen base. He has scored 3 times. Carmine Lane is on deck as Pell looks to extend the game. Rogers checks Wilkinson at second. And the pitch. Fastball called strike. As somebody in the Great Falls dugout yelled, "Yep." Pell left-handed hitter, slightly open stance. Rogers comes set. Checks the runner at second and delivers. And that's a strike. 91 miles an hour from Rogers. That's the hardest he has thrown this afternoon. And the Raptors are down to their final strike. Rogers looking to complete the save. Checks the runner at second. And the pitch as Powell lifts it foul to keep the game alive. The pitcher of record for Great Falls would be Simon Murray, who pitched a scoreless bottom of the 8th. Raptors are hoping that's not the case. The 0-2, swing and a miss, and Great Falls comes away with the victory as Will Rogers had 3 hits at the plate and 2 hits at the plate, reached base 3 times and comes away with a save. And this is a devastating, heartbreaking loss for the Raptors. We had a big lead going into the 9th inning, 14-10, but then Great Falls scored 7 runs in the top of the 9th inning. Final score, Great Falls 17, Ogden 14. Post-game shows coming up next. This is the Ogden Raptors Baseball Network.
I had a couple of friends that have come here, and they said that the education from the instructors was just really great. It was kind of between Davis Tech and here, and I decided to pick here because of the instructors. I've always loved hair, nail, and skin and all of those things, so I just thought it was a perfect career opportunity to be able to make my own schedule and do what I love. I really love doing men's haircuts, so that's probably my favorite. That, and then just coloring's fun because you get to experiment and kind of create new things, which is always fun. It's fun because they're like our instructors and they teach us lots, but they've always become like our friends, and they're always like motivating us to do new things and challenging us and like really care about us individually and like what's going on in our lives at home, what's going on in our life at school, and they're just very compassionate towards us. I would say 100% do it, even if you're kind of on the edge, because you meet a lot of new friends, you make great relationships, and then it's just fun. You learn a lot of like life skills as well, which is great, but it's just overall a great program. I'm Callie Rasmussen, and I'm a cosmetology student here at OTEC.
Well, a devastating loss for the Raptors here on this beautiful Sunday afternoon as they fall 17-14 to the Ogden Raptors. For Great Falls, 17 runs, 14 hits, 2 errors. The Voyagers left 6 on base, so they did a good job of getting those runners in, cashing in when they had runners in scoring position. For the Raptors, 14 runs, 16 hits, 1 error, and they left 7 on base. Winning pitcher is Simon Murray, who pitched a scoreless bottom of the 8th inning. He had 3 strikeouts. Losing pitcher is Kyle Lewis, who gave up 7 runs, but only 1 of them were earned. Remember the Carmine Lane error in the 9th inning as the ball went through his legs. Flamethrower of the game has to go to Jose Ballista. He worked 4 2/3 innings for Ogden, giving up 3 hits, 1 run. He walked 1 and struck out 3. So Ballista really did an outstanding job on the mound following starter Parker McMahon, who went 2 1/3 innings and gave up 4 walks and 1 strikeout and 5 hits. And what can you say? It's just a tough loss. Raptors thought they had it in the bag, and they got to credit Great Falls, one good at bat after another. Some of the hitting stars for Ogden: Chase Valentine went 4 for 6 with 5 RBIs. He was a single away from the cycle. Kyler Stancato went 3 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. It's also a good game for Dylan Wilkinson at the plate, who went 2 for 2. He walked 3 times and scored 4 runs. For the Raptors, they won 3 out of the 6 games in the series. They have won 10 of their last 13, but this is certainly a tough one to take, as they were looking to get 4 out of 6 in this series, but just come away with 3 of 6. The Raptors' record falls to 13-11 on the year. They're just 5-7 here at home. With the win, Great Falls' record goes to 9-15, and there's no doubt this is probably their most exciting win from their perspective. And the dugout was really living it up after the big 3-run homer by Kyle Schmack. That's the play of the game, followed up by some insurance with a solo home run by Tommy Specht. The big inning for the Raptors was the 4th inning, where they homered twice, and really the big hit was the 3-run double by Gio Ferraro. Colson Lawrence and Chase Valentine each homered in that inning. So for the Raptors, they've got a big 3-game series here at Lindquist Field against Red Pocket Mobiles. Red Pocket has struggled a bit in the win-loss column. They came into play today with a record of 4-19. So Ogden will be looking for some victories here at Lindquist Field It's a 3-game set, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night. First pitch each evening will be at 6:30. The voice of the Raptors, Arden Locke, will be here, and I think I'm going to be here for all 3 games of that series as well. Well, I hope you enjoyed the broadcast and not necessarily the final outcome. Technical director is Alan Hill. Will Edwards was on Cam 1. Joshua Ijeka was on Cam 2. Eric Kelleher on graphics. And we heard from Eric during the bottom of the 7th inning. Media manager is Haven Aurelia Miller. Photography, Carly Coombs and Jill Trent, as well as Tylee Allen. Videographer, Will Edwards. And the executive producer of Raptors Baseball is Tim Broussard. Next broadcast of Raptors Baseball will be on Tuesday night. 6:15 pregame show. First pitch just after 6:30. As the voice of the Raptors, Arden Locke, will be with you, and I'll be here as well. It'll be a beautiful night for baseball, and the Raptors will be looking for a victory against Red Pocket Mobiles. Well, Great Falls put together an exciting one. They scored 7 runs in the top of the 9th. Boy, Ogden once again got it done offensively. In fact, the Raptors have scored 177 runs over their last 13 games. So despite the loss, they continue to keep things rolling offensively. It's just going to be a tough pill to swallow, but I know for the Raptors, they'll have an off day tomorrow, and they'll come back pretty strong, looking for a victory on Tuesday night against the Red Pocket Mobiles. Thanks for hanging out with us this evening. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast and not necessarily the final outcome. I'm Tyson Whiting, and I'm just pursuing my dream. You've been listening to the Ogden Raptors Baseball Network. Good night, everybody.